Precisely 1 year ago, the world was struck down by a global pandemic. But just as a fighter in a tough fight has to persevere through tough rounds, we have been able to overcome adversity and continue to bring you high-level boxing nonstop through 2020. Right here on Best in Boxing. And here we are once again for our first show in 2021. And we figured since today marks the beginning of spring break, we would move out of the arenas in Tijuana and bring you to the beautiful beaches of Rosarito, Baja California, Mexico. Welcome, folks. I'm Brandon Kyle, and once again, I will be your eyes and ears ringside for today's event. Joining me in the booth is a veteran of over 40 fights, and he is our expert resident boxing analyst. I'm talking, of course, about the man to my left, Chris Martin. Chris, welcome back to a beautiful beach. Sun is out, open air, and we have a little bit of a crowd here today.
Yeah, definitely. Taking all the COVID protocols here, keeping everybody safe. Ready to enjoy a good day of boxing.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great day of boxing with 8 bouts scheduled for you here today. But let's open up with our co-main event, a super lightweight bout between Kevin Torres and Saul Guidardo. Torres and Guidardo only have 1 loss each, but Torres has twice the experience than Guidardo does coming into the fight today. Chris, what does Torres need to do to keep that experience gap between him and Guidardo, and what does Guidardo need to do to make that gap up and overcome in their bout today?
Yeah, so I'll start with Guardado. Guardado needs to come out. He's got 7 knockouts and 8 victories, so he needs to come out strong and just force the pace on Torres, and Torres just needs to use his experience. He has very good boxing skills, as he's shown here on Best in Boxing. Very good head movement and a very good amount of power, as we've seen a few KOs by Torres.
So you're saying that it would be beneficial for Torres to maybe stretch this into the later rounds and take advantage of the fact that Guidardo hasn't really gone the distance that much in his career?
Yeah, definitely. It'd be advantageous for Kevin Torres to take Guardado into deep waters.
Yeah, and we'll see if he's able to do that and avoid that KO power of Guidardo in today's co-main event. But in our main event, a super featherweight bout between Rene Tellez Giron and Gabriel Piña. You saw Tellez Giron on our last Best in Boxing in November. He had a KO of the Year nominee against Guadalupe Acosta. He is back against another journeyman with over 30 fights in Piña. So what does Giron need to do to keep his star on the rise today? And what does Piña need to do to kind of stall out that building momentum that Giron has in his career?
So Giron simply just needs to stay sharp. You know, he's got all the tools to win this fight, you know, and to look impressive as he did in his last fight where he starched his opponent. And for Piña, he just needs to be the veteran that he is. You know, he's a tough, grueling guy. He comes forward. And we'll see what kind of shape he is in, because he's been up and down in his career.
Yeah, a little bit inconsistent, but he hopes today that he can stretch that fight into deep water. But as we know with Giron, at any minute, with either hand, he can finish the fight just like that. So we will definitely be on our toes watching that fight today. And with so many great fights on the card, it'd be cruel to make you wait any longer, guys. So without further ado, myself, Brandon Kyle, alongside Chris Martin, we'd like to invite you ringside, what we call Boris Teca Boxing Promotions' next installment of Best in Boxing.
José Manuel Cariaga. From Sacramento, California, USA, Adrian Rene.
We are here for our opening bout here. Best in Boxing, presented by Boris Teka Boxing Promotions, brought to you by Global Sports Streaming. I'm Brandon Kyle alongside Chris Martin. It's a beautiful day here in Rosarito Beach, Baja California. The sun is shining, the sand is warm, the beer is cold, and we're ready to get started with our very first
Damas y
fight.
caballeros, esa es la tercera llamada. ¡Comenzamos! Y en nombre de Boris Teka Boxing Promotions, les damos la más cordial bienvenida a otro evento más. Y en esta ocasión, desde las bellas playas de Rosarito, Baja California, México. Este evento es sancionado por la Honorable Comisión de Box, Lucha Libre y Artes Marciales Mixtas de esta ciudad de Rosarito, Baja California, presidente Antonio Lozada, comisionado de boxeo Raúl Cruz, el médico del ring, el doctor Carlos Aceves, al frente del tiempo Manuel Contreras, director de encuentros José Secre Flores, sus tres jueces Luis Gutiérrez, Jesús Manzanares y Héctor Hernández, y su referee para este combate, your referee in charge of the actions, Jesús Soto. Ahora bien, damas y caballeros, prepárense. 4 rounds de combate en la división de peso mosca. Let's get ready for 4 rounds of boxing in the Flyweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears blue trunks with black and gray. He officially weighs in 112 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, pantaloncillo color azul con negro y gris, con un peso oficial de 112 libras. He stands with 4 professional bouts. Cuenta con 4 combates profesionales representando a su natal Agua Prieta, Sonora. José Chapo Cariaga. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears the white trunks with the Mexican flag on the side. He officially weighs in the same 112 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina roja, vistiendo los colores mexicanos, verde, blanco y rojo, con un peso oficial de 112 libras. And today, he makes his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional, representing Sacramento, California, USA. Adrián, el Rey Rena. And now giving out your final instructions con las indicaciones finales, su referee Jesús Soto. 4 rounds, Juan Santos.
Los golpes bajos, tengo que con la cabeza, tengo que con la nuca y los golpes en la espalda no se valen, ¿vale? Choquen guantes, cuando yo les hable se separan. Juez, juez, juez.
Here we go, folks, our very opening bout of this next installment of Best in Boxing. Adrian Rena, El Rey, making his pro debut out of Sacramento, California, taking on Jose Cariaga. Chapo in the blue trunks, Mexican flag colored trunks for Rena. Oy.
Oh, wow,
Jab,
starting
big
fast.
Right hand, right off the bat, nice long jab followed by the right hand. Here comes Rena, though, sticking his own jab. Nice body shot by Rene. Oh, he's coming upstairs quick, but good defense here so far
And
by
that's a
Chapo.
good right hand by Cariaga.
Por favor, quítame la música.
Ooh, Cariaga looking for that right hand early and often so far in this first round.
You know, and it's always good to see the flyweights that always let those punches fly, as we saw Chocolatito
last night. What a great fight we had last night.
In the super flyweight division. These guys are flyweights.
It's a little bit lighter. 112 each coming in here to this bout. Both men look focused and high guards. Good defense so far. Looks like they're trying to work the body, both of them, to try to maybe bring that guard down and get some headshots in. But so far, so good. Both of them looking sharp and crisp. Rena pushing. Chapo back to the rope. Chapo coming off, pushing him back to the center of the ring. El Rey pacing himself here. Nice body shot, comes upstairs afterwards. Oh, another one upstairs. Nice right landed there for El Rey. Both these fighters looking real sharp for being fairly new in their professional careers, Chris.
Well, making his pro debut, Rena very composed already. You know, 4 bouts for Cariaga, and maybe that's why he came out strong with that overhand right, hard right hand kind of.
Maybe overwhelmed the new pro here. Maybe.
Welcome to the professional ranks.
Yeah. But El Rey doing a good job of staying composed, like you said, and it seems like he's the one doing the stalking now.
Yeah, now that you warm up, you know, the jitters are off, and that's a good hook by Rene.
Right.
The jitters are out. You know, now you get to go to work.
And I do see a little blood coming from the nose of Chapo here. Just a little leak, doesn't look like too much damage, but obviously some of these straights have landed here from El Rey. Adrian Rene. He's got a little bit, Rene does, of a raspberry over his right eye, so maybe one of those left hooks there of Chapo has landed and doesn't seem to do too much damage, but obviously these boys are trading punches with each other. 10 seconds left in this opening round. Oh, he's putting some power behind it, is El Rey. But a nice counter from Chapo.
Yeah, Chapo coming back with.
Oh, got a little shot in there after the bell
giving
there.
him some resilience, you know, in his pro debut. It's not a guy that just came to lay down. It's Garriaga. Besides,
Absolutely
you know,
not.
his 1-3 record. That's kind of a guy that for Adrian Rene that you want to make your pro debut against. You know, a guy with experience, but you know maybe not supposed to give you so much work, you know, on paper. But here Garriaga is doing a very good job.
And it looked like Carrera went to jump on him early in that first round, but
yes.
Rene was able to weather that early storm and actually kind of turn the tide there and do the pushing back at the end of that first round as we go into our second round of this flyweight fight, opening up our best in boxing card. Boris Teka Boxing Promotion always puts on a great show, as we saw last November for our last best in boxing.
And we open up with a very good matchup here in the flyweight division.
Absolutely, these guys are showing that they deserve to be in the pros, especially Rene with his pro debut, very composed. Come down to Mexico and take on a game and a little bit more experienced fighter from Mexico here. So these boys are opening up a little bit more power, want to get a little busier. Only 4 rounds in this fight to work, Chris, so they don't have a lot of time to feel out. They got to really start scoring points as soon as possible, and it seems like both of them understand that.
Garriaga definitely understands that as he came out firing, and he's still doing the same, you know. Rene doing a very good job of staying composed. It doesn't look like if it's his first professional bout.
Absolutely not, really. Obviously has a good amateur background, and you can see that experience playing out here in his pro debut.
And that's the main thing, you know, the amateur boxing, that's very important if you want your professional career to develop. And that was a good hook by Rene.
They both trade a little bit there. You saw both heads get rocked a little bit. These guys are right there in the pocket.
Oh, and that's a good right hand by Rene.
Nice right hand. Look at him go. Oh, man, great exchange back and forth. Both landing headshots in that exchange.
And that's the benefit of the flyweights, man. These guys swing them. They let them go.
The knockout power isn't as common in these lighter divisions, so you get to see two fighters just really like, boom, let it go like he's going right now. El Rey hitting with the body. Ooh!
And I think it was that body shot. It seemed like a
reaction. Yeah.
Because he went down too fast.
Yeah, I think that body shot probably hurt him, and then the head shot was just a little
could see
icing
it
on the cake. Yeah.
You can see it in his face. He's grimacing right now. He's feeling it.
Garriga came out both rounds early, firing a lot of shots, but slowly gets extinguished here by this steady onslaught of Rene.
Oh, that's it.
I think, yeah, he hit him with the body again. Oh, you can tell though, he's grimacing. He's shaking his head. Oh, he wants to get up, but you know, that body shot, he can't do it, you know. And that's got to be tough for a fighter who mentally is aware of what's going on. He wants to get up, Chris, but his body just won't allow him to do so.
Yeah, right there in that situation. He was upset with himself, you know. He tried to get up, but like you mentioned, you just can't, you know. Your body doesn't let you.
I always think back to that Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, when Hopkins hits De La Hoya with that body shot. I'll never forget. Grabs the ropes. He's trying to climb up and just falls back down. He's giving everything he's got, but when you hit that liver shot, there's just nothing you can do sometimes.
He got hit right on the – that's one thing I remember De La Hoya saying. He hit him right in the spot, you know, and he hit him right in the spot.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah, he hit him right in the spot.
That's what's great here, and that's why you. I remember there's an old NFL coach, Bill Parcells, yelling at his players. That's why you lift all those weights. I like to think in boxing, that's why you do all those crunches.
That's why you do all those sit-ups. Yeah,
because you're going to take some shots to that body, and if it's not solid, sometimes that can happen. And El Rey, man, in his very first professional fight, really impressive here. Looks like he's got more experience in the pros than he does. Must be an obviously great amateur background of his, and he's able to bring it right into his professional career here today.
And with the dominant victory, man, you know, the first round, you know, he showed good poise, he showed good skills, came out in the second round and took his opponent out.
Finished the job, right? Yeah, he did stay poised, and, you know, Chapo came out swinging at the beginning of both rounds and really tried to kind of back up Rene, but he would not back down, and he ended up getting that KO victory. Let's take it to Pablo for the official announcement of our first fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end officially with a time of 1 minute and 53 seconds in the very first round. Tenemos el tiempo oficial, 1:53 del primer asalto. The current winner by the way of KO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout. Sacramento, California, USA represents Adrián El Rey Reina.
Very impressive debut professionally for Rene. Didn't even break a sweat. He looks like he hasn't even warmed up yet.
Well, he started a warm-up in that second round, and maybe that's just all it took.
He didn't get much time to warm up. Yeah, and let's take a look at that body shot here. I think that came right after a nice hook, and El Chapo could not stay up, and he was able to get up after that first knockdown.
Yeah, and he tried to weather the storm, but, you know, Rene just kept bringing it.
Yeah, he does get up and then once again gets hit with the exact same spot. Bing! That's the shot that really did it right there. That's the one that did it. Yeah. And you could see there's
immediately spit out his mouthpiece. So when that happens, you know, you're most likely not going to get up.
You're pretty much saying you're not trying to get up and fight anymore.
Baja California, Raúl Santillán.
Santillán coming out here. 0-5 record, so he's got experience advantage over his opponent in today's matchup, but maybe not the best record you'd want. Experience is one thing, but I always want to make sure that you get the more W's than L's. But
yeah, I believe he's been stopped only once out of those 5 losses, so he's gonna come in and try to do work, you know, against Timothy James Parks. Letting us know that he goes by the name of James and not his first name, Timothy.
USA.
Great.
James, the living icon Parks.
James Parks coming out here from Loganville, Georgia, making the trip south of the border. 2-0 record. Making his way down for this super welterweight bout. 4 rounds scheduled.
And I got to tell you right now, Carl, that I'm digging the song that he's coming out to.
Yeah,
man.
I heard them playing it when I walked in. And I was like, wow, they're really throwing it back right now. You
Absolutely, man. I was going to say LL Cool J, but it's not LL Cool J.
Yeah, Coolio.
Coolio. I don't know. I confuse them.
The Dangerous Minds soundtrack,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And let's go to Pablo for the official announcement to start the second
Damas
fight.
y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y BIB The Best in Boxing presentan este encuentro pactado a 4 asaltos en la división de peso Super Welter. Let's get ready. 4 rounds of boxing in the Super Welterweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears white trunks with black trim. He officially weighs in 154 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, pantaloncillo color blanco con negro, con un peso oficial de 154 libras. He stands with 5 professional bouts. Cuenta con 5 combates profesionales de Tijuana, Baja California. Raúl Santillán. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears purple trunks with black and silver. He officially weighs in the same, 154 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina roja, pantaloncillo color morado con negro y plata, con un peso de 154 libras. He stands with a professional record. 2 victories against no defeats. Cuenta con un récord profesional. 2 victorias sin conocer la derrota. Representing Loganville, Georgia, USA, James the Icon Parks.
I'm just looking at the weights here.
And now giving out the final instructions, your referee in charge, Jesus Soto.
Yeah, there's
4
definitely
rounds,
a height
4
disparity,
saltos.
a physique disparity. But, you know, Santillan, you know, from his 5 bouts, you know, he's gone the distance 4 times. Timothy James Parks has yet to exit the first round, KOing his first 2 opponents within the first round.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Parks, and I'm trying to figure out how the heck he made 154. He's a big, very, very big super welterweight. And here we go, our second fight. It's Brandon Kyle and Chris Martin, Best in Boxing. We are here in Rosarito Beach, and we are looking at James Parks in the purple as he takes on his opponent, Raul Santillan, in the white trunks. Parks sticking that jab here, and then obviously with that height advantage, the jab is going to be a big factor in Parks' strategy here.
Yeah, he definitely needs to jab. Santillan is going to do his best to try to get on the inside, but right now the inside's not really helping him too much. He took a shot there.
Oh my gosh, you can just see the onslaught that Parks just gave to Santillan. I think it's those body shots, he just weathered him with them.
And he thought about getting up. He is getting up,
but he looks like he's not
doesn't want any.
He's not trying to convince the referee to keep the fight going. I mean, Chris, I think you just got in there, big class difference there, and realized pretty quickly that there was not much he was going to be able to do to take that victory. Did Santillan here, and James Parks,
and he takes the victory home to Georgia by way of San Diego. Just an excellent performance there by Timothy James Parks, doing what he had to do with the opponent in front of him in Raul Santillan. You know, I had said he'd been stopped only once in his previous 5 bouts, but, you know, Parks just came out and did his business.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I think Parks, as soon as they exchanged, I think he realized that he doesn't have much to fear from Santillan, and he just let him fly, and nice body shots. And you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look back at that quick knockdown. And here it is. It was a phone booth exchange here, and Parks just completely starts ripping, and there's a body shot that hit, another body shot, and it might have been that shot to the forehead.
Yeah, I think it was that one where he thought about, do I want to go down? Do I? Yes.
Yeah, I think he felt that power and said, yeah, maybe I'm just going to sit this one out for the rest of the round, and that will be a quick KO victory. You said he hasn't gotten out of the first, right? This is
so 3 bouts, less than 3 rounds for Timothy James Parks.
And as we're looking at that beautiful beach shot of Rosarito Beach, again, like I said in the opening, this is marks the beginning weekend of spring break, and people are flocking down once again to these open air, and have a couple great sponsors, KR27 Group, LLC here. Appreciate them helping us to be able to put on this safe and wonderfully beautiful platform for these boxers. Tacos Don Hugo, yeah, you have to go and get your taco fix. You would follow them on their IG, Tacos Don Hugo. Definitely go ahead and take a look. Don't forget about that Tequila Pacheco, as they sponsored us on our last show. We had a little sample of it after the show, and I'll tell you what, you're gonna want to get a bottle once you try it. And let's send it to Pablo for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official time. 43 seconds in the very first round. Tenemos el tiempo oficial, 43 segundos en el primer asalto. Declaring your winner by the way of TKO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout técnico. From Loganville, Georgia, USA, James the Icon Parks.
Now, he's officially from Georgia, but you said he's by way now as he moved to his camp to San Diego, and it seems like you have a little bit of experience in seeing this fight before.
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't want to sound biased. I didn't want to say anything in regards to my fighter, Timothy James Sparks. He trains out of my gym. That's my coach right there, Sergio Melendres, in his corner. You know, once again, I didn't want to sound biased. I gave Santillán all his credit. You know, being
Absolutely.
stopped
I didn't
only
even
once.
know. I didn't even know that, you know.
Being
that
stopped only once in 5 bouts, you know, and Parks just did it in less than 30 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, that was.
We'll get the official time later. But, you know, this is a guy on the rise. I want everybody to look out for James Parks. You know, he got a late start in boxing. He was in the military. Decided, you know what, I want to be a boxer. 6-0 amateur record. So still making his name in the professional ranks, kind of getting that amateur experience, taking these low-level bouts, and, you know, hopefully a bright future. And I believe it does.
Well, you know, and as you mentioned, you know, when a fighter comes in, say they have those record disparities or whatnot, sometimes a boxer is supposed to do something. James Parks, if he is who he wants to be and thinks he is, he was supposed to knock out
From Sacramento,
Raul. So, you know,
California,
early,
USA.
you know,
Yes,
and
yes,
he performed
absolutely.
what he needed to do here.
Ramses.
And here we go. We have another pro debut. Majay Ramsey coming from Sacramento, another Sacramento fighter making the trip down to take on Carlos Insunza.
And for Insunza, a draw his very first fight as a professional. So still looking for a victory. Has not lost. So that, you know, for Ramses, you know, this could be, you know, a guy that's here to win. He wants to win.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y BIB, The Best in Boxing, presentan este cotejo pactado a 4 rounds en la división de peso ligero. 4 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears white trunks with blue trim. He officially weighs in 135 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, pantaloncillo color blanco con azul, con un peso de 135 libras. He stands with 1 professional bout. Cuenta con un combate profesional directamente de la bella Cenicienta del Pacífico, Ensenada, Baja California. Carlos El Carita Insunza. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears black trunks with white trim. He officially weighs in the same 135 pounds. Y su rival en esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color negro con blanco, con un peso oficial de 135 libras. And today he makes his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional from Sacramento, California, USA, CJ Ramsey. And now with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, su referee, Jesús Soto. 4 rounds, 4 asaltos.
Okay. No quiero golpes bajos, tengo que ver con los golpes de la cabeza y los de la nuca. Cuando yo les hable, se separan y dejan de tirar golpes, ¿vale? Choquen sus guantes, señores. Juez.
All right, folks, we're ready to get this lightweight bout underway. Scheduled for 4 rounds, CJ Ramsey from Sacramento making his professional debut against Carlos Insunza. 0-1 record, so both looking for their first professional victory here. They touch gloves. Insunza in the white, Ramsey's in the black trunks with black gloves. Both looking to stick that jab early. Got a long style, does Ramsey's, wide stance, looking to lean in with that jab.
Insunza seems a little bit awkward, very twitchy, you know, but nonetheless, here to win, man.
And we'll see if he can put that 1 in front of the win column on his professional record, as Ramsey's is trying to do in his debut as well. Nice right hand landed, though.
It seemed to have kind of gave Ramsey's a little stinky leg there.
Oh, but that strong jab.
He's coming back strong.
Oh, I think that maybe woke him up a little bit.
Yeah, made him angry.
Yeah, you know, but he's got to be careful. You always got to be careful, especially early in that fight when both fighters still carry their full power.
Yeah, you have to have like a warm up. You know, it doesn't matter how much you warm up in the back. You know,
you got to get that wake up call. And sometimes some fighters need to get hit before they really start fighting. You know, but it didn't take very long for these guys to start scrapping, and now they're here, clinched up. Nice shots from the clinch from Ramsey's. Referee breaks them up. Nice body jab there, though, by El Carita.
And a lot of nervous energy from Ramses I'm seeing. So if it gets to the second round, we're going to see these guys sit down a little bit.
Settle down. Oh, that was a big right hand, though. A nice short hook there from Ramses. But I'll tell you what, Insunza has got a decent chin because he's taken some big shots, and it doesn't seem that he's affected. His eye's still sharp. Oh, and he lands a nice counter hook right there on the forehead.
And this is the second time that he kind of buzzes, or maybe just makes Ramses feel his shots.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, and make him think a little bit about coming
because
forward.
Ramses comes back and it kind of makes him angry, it seems.
Yeah, but you have to be careful. As I like how you mentioned the nervous energy, because you can burn a lot of energy by just being tight and nervous, and especially in that pro debut, a lot of fighters come out a little too tight and they burn themselves out early because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That goes to just the poise and the work that you do in the gym to train for a fight like this.
Looks like Ramses is settling in. It looks like both fighters are actually setting in right here. And as you said, that first round sometimes it's just you can't always get all the way warm in the back. It's not until you're under the lights and start dancing with your opponent that you really start to loosen up. 30 seconds left in this opening round. Nice counter overhand right there, though, by Ramses. But I tell you what, Insunza using that body jab early. I've seen him use it a couple times in that first round, maybe trying to bring the hands down of Ramses, or maybe make him think about protecting that body so he's not throwing those heavy hooks.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm gonna score this fight, or I want to score this fight. I think Insunza did enough, to edge out Ramses in this first round. So see what the corner can tell him to kind of dig himself out of the hole in a 4-round fight.
I think Ramses, as you said, he had a little bit of that tightness, that nervous energy. It's his pro debut here, and flying down to Mexico, fighting a Mexican fighter, close to his hometown. There's always a little bit more angst when you're in hostile territory, so to speak.
Yeah, because Ramses is coming from Sacramento. Ensenada is like a stone's away from Rosarito, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
And
then let's talk about that wake-up call there from Ramses here. This is that first real exchange, and you see after he got hit, Ramses really started coming forward with aggression, but he was able to settle down, and we're moving into the second of 4 scheduled rounds here in this lightweight bout between CJ Ramses.
And this is what I wanted to see, is just how they each, perform after that after that first round, that all that nervous energy is gone.
And, it sounds like you were saying, I wonder what Ramses' corner's telling him, and it seems like they told him to come out and just start getting busy, maybe jump on this guy a little bit, because he's coming out with quite a bit of aggression right now.
Yeah, because Insunza came out strong. Like, he came out like, hey, I'm here.
I see that counter overhand right is just barely missing. Coming from Ramses. If he can catch Insunza with one of those on the chin, that might be big time trouble. But Insunza's nice and just enough head movement to get out of the way of those big shots and land his own counter shots. Tangling in the clinch here a little bit. Referee allowing him to fight.
Yeah, he's allowing it maybe a little bit too much, and they fight their way out.
Ooh, that's a nice hook. But I tell you, El Carita has nice chin, he's displaying the fact that he can take a punch, and it almost seems like he's more focused in this round than he was in the first.
Yeah, it definitely does have a good chin. Ramses hit him with shots. Hey, Ramses got a good chin too, because
yeah, he's taking some nice,
landed some good shots,
good hooks,
in that first round.
Yep. Very interesting to see how Ramses adjusts. It looks like both are starting to settle down a little bit here. And we'll be able to see a little bit more of their games on display in this second round. Some more feinting going on here, a little bit more tactical in this second round.
Leading with his head in Insunza, he doesn't want to do that. And the ref letting them just
really
clinch
wrestle right?
Which is maybe not what the fans at home want to see,
Before the fight began, he had that super 1,000-yard stare across the ring at his opponent, and now it's more like he's almost looking at a math problem here a little bit, trying to figure out how he can score big, because his early onslaught didn't work as much as he thought it would.
Yeah, I think he's doing a much better job now, kind of
settling in.
Yeah, settling in, being a little bit more sharp. Insunza not doing as much work as he did in the first round.
A little. I think Ramses might have looked to the ref to tell Insunza something, and Insunza said, man, we're in a fight right now. You better protect yourself. He came forward and landed a nice little shot there.
And right there, there's a little bit of confusion as the ref needs to maybe be a little bit more vocal. Realize that you have a mask on, sir. And
True.
You have to.
You got to really say it loud for them to hear it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Those masks, you know, they can. It's tough. You're over there trying to order your Starbucks, and how many? What? No, what percent milk? Let me just take the mask down. They yell at you. Put your mask back on. It's like, well, I'm trying to order my drink here, man. So, yeah, those masks can really damper that sound. So we can hopefully get nice and loud as he corrects these guys. As we look at this replay, we're looking at Stay Sharp Barbershop right there. Looks like Ramsey's had a nice fade. Maybe he visited Stay Sharp Barbershop before he came down for his pro debut here.
Looking clean. Actually, both gentlemen looking clean here.
Yeah.
So as I have it, 1-1 going into the third round. You know, and who's going to take over the fight? Seems like Ramsey's kind of gained a little traction there. And Insunza comes out strong as well.
Oh, both corners, I think, implored their fighters here. You see Ramsey sticking his hand out almost to say, break us up, ref.
Yeah.
He's holding me, you know.
Ooh, good body
Ramsey's
shot
is coming
there.
with the power now. I think
That's a
his
very
corner
good body
got
shot.
on him, lit a little bit of a fire under him here because he is coming. He's coming with heat now.
And the ref doesn't really say much. Or maybe we can't hear him.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we can't hear him. You know, there you go. There you go. I think maybe he heard us because he just broke him up pretty quick after that.
Yeah,
right
these
now.
guys are talking shit about me. Let me do something.
Oh, no offense, ref. We're just calling it how we see it.
Exactly. That's what we do here in Best in Boxing.
Yeah. No fluff. Just the facts here, and you see Ramsey's really taking advantage in that clinch there. And Chris, what can that do? You know, when you're a boxer and you're used to throwing punches, and all of a sudden half the rounds you're wrestling, can that tire you out?
That tires you out so much. So props to the wrestling world because that is a difficult sport.
Yeah.
I wrestled 3 years in high school. I liked it and loved it. I hated
but you hated
it.
the same.
I hated it and loved it at the same time.
It was a great grind that you loved and hated, right?
Yeah.
I remember that wrestling room. Nothing got hotter than that wrestling room in my life.
Our goal was always to dampen up the mirrors.
Yes. You put your hand on the wall and it's covered in accumulative sweat of the whole team. That's when you know you had a good practice. They'd bring the heaters in and blast us. But boxers are used to having distance and throwing punches. So when you get into these clinch wars and you haven't trained heavy into this clinch, it's really exhausting.
It's gonna wear on you, man. It's gonna wear on you. So see who came in good shape. They both look solid, man.
Look, cut, lean, ready for this fight. Oh, he jumps in with that right hand. He really wants to land that right hand, but you know, he might want to try to set it up a little bit more with that jab. Jumping in with that right hand hasn't worked so far. Oh, those nice body shots in the corner, but you know, and Insunza able to weather it. Ref has really got
the ref is really letting the clinches go. So I think just Ramsey needs to kind of go with it. Hey, the ref is letting us go. Let it go.
Yeah, you gotta fight the fight that's happening
Grind
right now.
yourself out, just like he did right there.
Yep.
That's the intelligent thing to do. And Insunza didn't like that. Tries to come back. No avail.
Yeah, these guys are. Ooh, that's a nice slip and rip there. Yeah, if they're going to be so close, you're going to have to fight off the break a little bit more and plan on getting your shots off as you back up as opposed to as you come forward, which is not always easy. It's tough to fight backing up out of the clinch, so we're seeing some good skills from both of these guys here in their young professional careers. Both missing with big hooks. 10 seconds left in this third round. Good body shots to the whole round for Ramsey. He really looked like he was trying to invest some money in the bank there as far as those body shots are concerned and hope to tire him out. Now, I had a question, Chris. I see Ramsey keeps looking at the ref. Now, if you're coaching a fighter, what does that say to you? You don't want him talking to the ref too much, right? Don't you want him to focus a little bit more on the man in front of him?
So
have conversations with the ref in the middle of the round, and it can kind of show where his focus is. Maybe he's a little bit scatterbrained if he's thinking about all these other aspects as opposed to the man in front of him, because the man in front of him, Insunza, is obviously tough, in shape. And he's prepared to take home that W today. A draw can almost sometimes hurt more than a loss.
Ooh, good jab by Insunza to start the round, and he's jabbing very well.
But more vicious body shot from Ramses, and Ramses, I guess, has changed his tactic, you know, like you were saying, and now he's starting to move forward slowly. And maybe he said, you know, if we're going to be in the clinch, then I'm going to fight this clinch. But he's got his hands out wide, and the ref just lets him clinch here. Interesting way he's refereeing this here. He never breaks him up, you know, but he finally breaks him up. I think he's only maybe twice in all of the clinching they've done actually stopped it and broken him up here. Ramses will hold his arms out like that to say, look, we're just, you know, hugging here, and he allows him to fight out of it. But, you know, again, like you said, Chris, you have to fight the fight that's happening, and you can't be doing anybody else's job other than your own while you're in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Insunza making a good case for himself to maybe earn that draw in this round. It's close, man.
Yeah, and it could be a close fight depending on how you're scoring it. I mean, this round, fourth and final, could be the deciding factor here. We don't know how the other rounds have been scored here.
And that right there is what,
right by Insunza there.
I was gonna say what Ramses had to do is just kind of fight on the clinch, man. Because look right there, that's what he needs to do. Because the ref said something.
Oh, you know.
Oh, I hope he's not going to take a point. Oh, no.
Wow, I don't agree with this at all.
I do not agree with that at all. So Ramses needs to come out and do his job.
I don't agree with that because Ramses has been asking him to break up the clinch this entire fight.
Yeah.
And so he changes his tactic to clinch.
Yeah.
And now that he's clinching, you're going to take a point from him?
And not one warning by the referee prior to that.
I do not agree with that at all. And I'm not agreeing with, I have to vehemently disagree with the way this fight is being refereed here so far. But you know what? Again, we can't control anybody's job except our own, and Ramses needs to do what he has to do. This is the current situation. He's down a point in this round. He might have to really do something spectacular to make that point up here.
And yeah, you're right. Absolutely. If Ramses wants to make his pro debut successful, he needs to grind it out. He needs to do something to put Insunza down or just in a bad spot. Because he's down a point in the fourth round, and he needed this round. And the ref, that's where the ref needs to step in and say, hey,
yeah, touch him on the shoulder.
Have some control. Have some control.
Yeah, the ref is not doing a good job of controlling the ring here in this fight, and it shows here. And to take a point with no warning and he didn't even hit him while he was holding him down. Really, he just kind of was holding him down and then like let go instantly. So very interesting here, you know, the way this is being refereed, and it looks like we're going to see how it's being scored as well, because that was the end of the fourth and final round. Ramses makes his professional debut, and Carlos Insunza, El Carita, looking for his first professional win.
And I'd like to see how this, I'm
interested
anticipating,
to see how this score is.
I'm anticipating how it's going to be scored, because in my opinion, it was 2-2, and then with that point deduction, you know,
that could be the 1 point that makes all the difference here.
Swing it in Zunza's favor, and that's rough, man.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
That a referee is the one that determines, you know, who the winner is, because in reality, that was not.
That's not worthy of a point.
That did not sanction a point deduction. So as we take a quick replay to that point deduction and that clinch.
Yeah, and I'm trying to see if there's anything egregious here that happened.
So I know that he did hit him a couple times on the top of the head, and part of it is just frustration.
And they're very much pop shots too.
And here he goes. That was it.
That was where it is. Yeah.
We didn't really get the complete clip, but maybe we'll get it back. But it was two like touches on the forehead of Insunza.
Yeah, and like you said, almost a frustration.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I wouldn't want to be in the role of Ramses trying to determine, how do you want me to fight this fight, ref? You know, you're letting us clinch, and all of a sudden now if we're going to wrestle, and I'm going to wrestle, and now I'm getting a point deducted because I'm wrestling and whatnot. I mean, But, you know, in the same right, like you said, you have to be able to adapt inside the fight. And that's what being a professional, a true professional means, is being able to take what is in front of you and do what you got to do. And I thought Ramses did a great job of trying in the end to take that point back and maybe knock down Nsunza, but wasn't able to do so. And Nsunza's a tough guy, took a lot of good shots here today. Both of them took some big shots, and both proved they're tough and can take a fight and in good shape. So we'll see as we go to the scorecards, and Pablo Flores will announce who won this fight. I'm interested to see how the points add up, though.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is kind of like what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on the edge of our seat here trying to figure out if that 1 point is going to make the difference or if Ramses is going to be able to walk away with his debut professional victory. But we shall see here in just a moment, right here at Best in Boxing, presented by Boris Teka.
And good showing by both men, you know. Good pro debut by Ramses. Whatever happens, happens. You know, Carlos Nsunza put on a good performance as well. So it was a good matchup.
Yeah, good matchup. Exciting to watch and see, and high level, you know, for debuts. Obviously, both guys came in a little bit nervous and a little bit anxious in that first round, but settled in nicely and really put on quite a good show. And as we mentioned, if you're trying to look fly when you're going out, as things start to open up here again in the world, yeah, make sure you hit Stay Sharp Barber Shop. Get that fade looking clean before you head out to grab a drink with your girls or your boys. And and as summer approaches, let's get rid of that flab and add those abs. You know, Woke Athletics Gym. Make sure you visit them as gyms open up again and we start to get back to our new normal here. We want to get back in shape. Definitely check out Woke Athletics Gym. As we look at that wonderful shot of Rosarito Beach, the pier in the background. The beach is sunny and full of people here. And we are going to our decision here. Send it to Pablo Flores.
Nsunza corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we now go to the judges' scorecards. Después de 4 rounds de combate, tenemos la decisión de los jueces. El juez Héctor Hernández calificó el combate 38-37. He scores it 38-37. And judges Luis Gutierrez and Jesus Manzanares had the same scores of 38-36. 38-36 estos dos últimos jueces. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision. Su vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime. Sacramento, California, USA.
He was still able to take the decision.
Ramsey.
Now, Chris, in your opinion, what gave him the decision on the judges' scorecards there? Was it the body shots and the coming forward and the clinch work that he did? Or, you know, what do you think tipped the scales?
Para su rival de Ensenada, Carlos El Carita
I really have no answer for that, Brandon, because I think that,
especially with the point deduction.
With the point deduction, I thought Nsunza did won the fight, you know. I had it a draw.
To be honest with you, even without the point deduction, I could have seen that fight going either way. Yeah. I felt like it was so back and forth. So interested to see, you know, wouldn't mind picking the minds of the judges there and seeing what they saw as we watched that fight there. But, you know, that's the game. That's the game, man. It's rough, man. Nobody's going to remember Nsunza. Ramses goes forward, wins his pro debut. There we go. We go forward. And we go forward with Pablo.
Tijuana, Baja California, Jesus Osuna.
Jesus Osuna making his way to the ring, representing Tijuana, Mexico. He's just a stone's throw away from here in Rosarito. Oh, it looks like there's a little bit of trouble on the entrance here. Maybe he changed his mind. He said, never mind.
I don't want to fight no more.
I think I'm over it, you know. I'd rather, it's nice out. I'm just going to hit the beach. But I think we might have some confusion here as far as who's making their walk out to the ring right now. Eventually here we're going to have Jesus Osuna and Brandon Cruz come out for a 6-round super featherweight fight. As soon as we get all of the logistics settled there as far as who's coming out first and which corner we're in here. Right. I think we maybe had the wrong fighter prepped in the in the batter's box there, so to speak, getting ready to come out. So I'm not sure who we have here. I believe this will be Jesus Osuna in the blue corner, yes. Coming from Tijuana, Mexico. Again, not too far from Rosarito, just about a 20-minute drive. Taking on another California boy in Brandon Cruz. Do you have maybe see Brandon Cruz make his way out here shortly?
And from San Diego, California, USA, Brandon Cruz.
And here comes Brandon Cruz. He's got a 6-2 professional record. Now, he's a San Diego guy, and you're a San Diego guy. Have you seen Cruz fight before?
Yes, we've seen him here on Best in Boxing as well. You know, plenty of fights. I think most of his fights have been under this banner of Boristeca. He's a good fighter. You know, he keeps his range. Has a few spectacular knockouts on our broadcast. You know, so hopefully he's able to do the same here against Jesus Osuna. Excuse me.
Now, as I see Brandon Cruz, I realize that the boxer in the hole there ready to come out was neither of these boxers. So someone's eager to jump the gun here a little bit. Wishful thinking. Maybe if I just stand there, they'll do my fight next.
So at least we know that coming up, Kevin Otley and Cristian Vallejo are ready to go.
Yeah, right. Yeah, more than ready to go. They're ready to go right now.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y BIB, The Best in Boxing, presentan este cotejo pactado a 6 asaltos en la división de peso super pluma. Let's get ready. 6 rounds of boxing in the super featherweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears white trunks with black trim. He officially weighs in 130 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, pantaloncillo blanco con negro, con un peso oficial de 130 libras. He stands with 21 professional bouts. Cuenta con 21 combates profesionales de Tijuana, Baja California. Jesús Osuna. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears white trunks with silver trim. He officially weighs the same 130 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo blanco con plata, con un peso de 130 libras. He stands with 8 professional bouts, 6 victories against 2 defeats. Cuenta con 6 victorias por 2 derrotas. Representing the arena, San Diego, California, USA, Brandon Too Smooth Cruz. And now with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, su referee, Jesús Soto.
And let's go take a look at the tail of the tape as the referee gives these fighters their instructions. 22 years old for Cruz, 25 for Osuna. 4-inch height advantage for Cruz as well, 5'10" to 5'6". Both came in under that 134-pound weight class there, 133.5 and 131 for Osuna. A little lighter there. Cruz got height and a little bit of weight on him.
And the reach.
And yeah, so we'll see if he's able to use that reach there. And we'll see what Osuna can do to counteract and get inside here and effectively get his punches off against a much taller and longer Brandon Cruz. Did a good job there and kind of got to nick the head there. Back of the ear a little bit there, but not a clean shot, but was able to find kind of the distance he wants as he circles. Does Osuna. Now, when's the last time you said you've seen Cruz fight several times, Chris? I wonder when the last time he stepped in there through this pandemic. It's been hard for fighters to get their fights here.
I believe it was early last year, but you know, he stays training. You know, he's training at the arena with a prominent coach, Joe Vargas, and you can see it right there. You hear those body shots landed by Brandon Cruz.
Oh, big overhand right coming, though. Osuna is coming with some power and body shots of his own. Press the distance, too smooth. Slides away.
And Brandon Cruz said in our fighter meeting that that's what he was going to do. He was going to use his boxing skills as he was more intent in sitting down on the shots, training at Bound Boxing Academy in southern San Diego.
You see him really
now he wants
settling down on
yeah,
those
now
body
he wants
shots.
to use his boxing skills a little bit more, and you see it there, evading those shots.
Got a very game opponent in front of him in Osuna, though. You see Osuna landing that overhand right again. It seems like that's the punch that he's looking to land. And against a taller opponent, that would be the punch that you try to set up, right?
Yeah, keep setting up that overhand right, but he just wings it. He's not really setting it up.
Just jumping in with it a little bit from the outside, and that he could get countered big if he's not careful there.
And that's how you set it up. You set it up with those jabs to the body. The opponent thinks you're going to come downstairs, and you come upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
But Brandon doing a very good job of
answering back after that. Yeah, forward push there of Osuna. Osuna back down. Both wearing white trunks, but Osuna with the black down the sides. Cruz in the pretty much all white trunks.
And he seems to have got Cruz's attention. Cruz doing a good impression of Floyd Mayweather there.
Do little shoulder rolls,
shots.
yeah.
And here he comes working.
Body shots. Oh, doubles up the body hooks.
That was a good uppercut.
He is really lunging forward, is Osuna, with that overhand right. And I think it's going to be a little too telegraphed to hit a guy like Brandon Cruz with that.
That slick style.
Yeah, he slides back too smooth, does. Gets away of that body, of that overhand right, and comes to the body. 10 seconds left in this opening round. This is scheduled for 6 rounds, guys, in the super featherweight division. Oh, nice little short right hand, almost like an elbow, so short. I thought I was back calling Muay Thai like I was yesterday.
Yeah.
That is not going to be an illegal shot there. It's the fist of fury only here in the boxing ring.
And good opening round for both fighters. Brandon Cruz had good moments. Jesus Osuna, made a case for himself in that first round.
Yeah, he landed some shots and pushed Cruz back a little bit, and yeah, it wasn't at all a easy round to score. They went back and forth, but I felt like those vicious body shots from Brandon Cruz from distance. We could hear him slapping ringside here. They echoed throughout the Festival Plaza Arena here, and we
they hurt if they echo in an
open air arena.
Yeah,
they right. That's like a gunshot going off there. And we are going into our second round here of this super featherweight bout here. Best in Boxing. I'm Brandon Kyle alongside Chris Martin as we call another exciting fight between Brandon Cruz here and Jesus Osuna. Osuna from Tijuana, Cruz from San Diego. And Osuna's really doing what he has to do right now to get in, and he's trying to duck under and come over and being very aggressive here in the second round, Chris.
Being very aggressive and making it rugged, which is really his only shot.
What he's got to have to do, yeah.
Make it an ugly fight, Brandon Cruz doing his best to slide, to dip.
Oh, Osuna is really pushing out some pace here. Aggressive body shots, but here comes Cruz as he backs Osuna up to the ring. Oh, but Osuna able to get his way out, land some body shots of his own, and reestablish control of the center of the ring.
In his corner saying he's too high up as Osuna's dipping low. Maybe he's right.
Yeah, and I heard his corner say get small when he was close. And what does he mean by saying getting small, getting tighter in there and not leaving that head up?
Yeah, stay tight, because if you're too high, you're susceptible to Osuna's counter shots.
And that overhand right is what he wants to land, and they know it. I don't know if something happened, but it looks like Osuna maybe took a body shot, because all of a sudden
now he's wearing on him.
Yeah, that onslaught was halted.
Ooh,
that was a nice
a
uppercut.
hard shot.
Landed right to the forehead. Little brain rocker there.
I don't think I've heard of that one before. A brain rocker. I like it.
We just came up with that right here. We'll trademark that one. Best in boxing. Big, come with that right hand again there, coming forward, but nice uppercut again. As Osuna starts to charge in, you see Cruz switch from the longer hooks to the shorter uppercuts to try to catch him coming in. It seems pretty effective in this round. Ooh, nice 1-2. Oh, there's that uppercut again.
Yeah, that uppercut.
Yeah, you know, you got an opponent dipping his head down like that. That's a good technique to throw, and Cruz has recognized that and started throwing it and landing it several times in this round.
Yeah, it kind of picked him back up, picked Osuna back up.
Give it to Osuna, though, man. He's tough. He's right there taking those punches and throwing right back. 10 seconds left. Second round, scheduled for 6. Ooh, you see the energy bar on Osuna just drain. He threw that last punch and almost fell back into the ropes. You could see he's putting a lot of energy out there to make it an ugly fight, but making it an ugly fight is not an easy thing to do against a guy like Cruz. To continue to hit the gas nonstop while you're taking punches like that.
Yeah, living up to his name, Too Smooth. You know, he did evade some very good shots by Osuna. Not to say that Osuna didn't land in that round, but I think Brandon Cruz may have done the better work. You know, stepping on the gas pedal in the second round, because maybe in the first round he was a little bit tentative. He didn't let go as much as he did in the second round, and it seems to me like he's just taking control now.
Yeah, and he seems, as far as taking control and being in control, I was impressed in that second round. He took a big shot, and his corner told him something, and he kind of nodded, I hear you. Yeah, like never really, you know, wide-eyed in there, so even though he's taking shots.
So that's a good thing about this this venue. You know, that not a lot of people right now being allotted into these venues.
Yeah, limited, very limited capacity.
Yeah.
But, you know,
you could hear
him, yeah.
You could hear everything your corner is saying, kind of like in the gym. You know. You're able to fix things because you can hear them, as opposed to a crowded arena
where it all gets kind of muddled together. Huh?
Yep.
Oh, nice uppercut there. Good Cruz on the ropes, but he's landing well. Look at that, more shoulder roll from Cruz. But man, Osuna's coming with this onslaught.
Osuna is coming.
Wow, we thought he was tired.
I thought you were right, and now.
Oh, but you know, sometimes the last gasp effort, the wounded animal is usually the most dangerous because they lunge out with the last bit of energy they have. And maybe that was Osuna lashing out with that last bit of energy, because it seems like that really tired him out now. You can tell he put both hands down there. He is feeling the energy drop there after that big onslaught early in this third round. Hands literally, dropping his hands literally down to his waist.
And this is the situation right now when Brandon needs to take over, considering it seems like Osuna threw everything he had right there.
Yep.
And he's doing it.
And again, too, he's got 6 rounds to work. We're only, you know, about halfway through this third round. So maybe, you know, Cruz, sometimes do boxers want rounds, so to speak? You know, like they want that experience. It's been over a year since he's been in the ring. So maybe he's just taking it nice and slow and getting some of that ring time in there. And
maybe he's trying to get those rounds in. You know, a 21-fight veteran in Osuna will definitely bring it out of you.
Yeah, and I think, you know, he's definitely in control now, and looks like he's starting to find those big shots.
Now he's going to work, and that's what he needs to do is throw those uppercuts every time Osuna dips down. Ooh, beautiful uppercut by Cruz.
And I think Cruz has ate the most powerful shots that Osuna's going to be able to throw today. So, you know, as a fighter, if you eat someone's best shot and you know they're starting to get tired.
It's very debilitating if somebody is able to take your shot and then just charges forward on you.
Coming forward, doesn't even look fazed by it, right?
And it seems like
big right hand lands for
It seems
Cruz.
like we're close to the end for Osuna.
It would seem like the writing's on the wall, Chris.
Yeah.
But man, you see this guy.
The guy's tough, man. The guy's.
You know how those Tijuana fighters are, man. You think they're hurt, you think they're out. They bite their mouthpiece and they're coming for blood.
That's the motto, you know. The built for tough. Tijuana tough, bro.
Built
That's a-
Tijuana tough.
if you're built Tijuana tough, bro, it's a high praise right there.
Yeah, and he's definitely Tijuana tough, but ooh, good finishing onslaught there by Cruz.
And Osuna drops his mouthpiece.
He is.
We'll see where the next round takes him, because he seemed awfully tired there, did Osuna.
Yeah, and, and as I watch Osuna in the corner here, you can tell he's visibly exhausted. His chin is down. He's deep breathing, almost wincing. He is definitely in some pain here. And I look over at Cruz, and he looks like he's watching golf on TV. He's so relaxed right now as he listens to the instructions of his corner.
By that, do you mean bored out of his mind?
Yeah,
watching golf on TV. Come on, bro.
Not too no need for focus here right now.
Okay,
He's just kind of relaxed in the corner.
Nah.
Let's look at some of these uppercuts here from Cruz. There's one to the body, doubles and triples it up, body, head, and then fourth, and then some body hooks. Really good work.
It's the body. I like that right to the body, right uppercut. Call that the Mike Tyson.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
Made famous by Sir Mike Tyson.
The man himself, Iron Mike. Oh, you see some blood start to trickle from the nose of Osuna, but he seems to get his energy in between rounds and comes out early in rounds with a heavy onslaught. But
yeah, but
I don't think he's got much left to give.
I think in this round he shut us up
finally
there.
Finally landed that right hand.
Shut us up
landed
there.
Big. Oh, maybe he does have a flurry left in him.
We'll see.
Oh,
good
another
body
shot
Cruz.
though.
He's trying, man. You got to give this guy credit, man. 21 fight veteran Osuna brings it every single time, man. He's bringing it now. He is getting outclassed.
Oh, and finally we see the first knockdown here from Cruz. Cruz eyeballs him as he walks by, almost to say, yeah.
And there's that veteran Sabby. He spit out the mouthpiece. He's going to find himself a little bit more time.
Oh, where's my mouthpiece? Where's my mouthpiece? I'm good. Oh, did you see him?
Yeah,
my mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Good eye, Chris. I didn't even see him do that.
Look, man, and then he walks off to the corner. Man,
this
dude is
far away from the mouthpiece, so now we got to walk all the way back.
So let's just say he survives this round. He's doing it smart, man. Look at that.
That's crafty veteran stuff right there.
The timer is not on our monitor.
There we go. 1:30 left here in this fourth round.
No, I'm saying the time that Osuna dragged out.
Yeah.
It might have been a good 40 seconds, man.
Oh, but man, in that 40 seconds gave him enough onslaught, but it looks like he got caught. He went into the ropes. The ropes held him up.
And he's still fighting
out
back.
Again.
He's still fighting back, my man.
God, you got to give this guy credit. What a fight this has been so far in this super featherweight division. Again, the mouthpiece comes out maybe on purpose. Accidentally on purpose. But it easily could have been knocked out by one of the punches from Cruz.
And the corner also doing and giving him a stern warning as the referee.
Oh, he dropped again. He dropped the mouthpiece again. I honestly feel like the body language of Osuna here is suggesting that he probably doesn't.
And this is too much time. Like, this should not be allotted so much time.
This fight, good call, Chris. I feel like definitely.
And the good-sized crowd by Brandon Cruz, San Diego, a stone's away. Give props to Jesus Osuna.
Big props, huge props.
Yeah, put a check mark next to Jesus Chuy Osuna.
Yeah, it's been tough road on Best in Boxing here. We've seen him several times before, and he has not been able to get the W in our Best in Boxing column. But on the flip side, Brandon Cruz, we see him plenty of times, and he seems to just keep on getting better and better every time we see him on Best in Boxing.
Yeah, considering he's coming off a long layoff, coming in and getting some rounds in and still getting the stoppage, that is, pretty much a best-case scenario for Brandon Cruz. Get some rounds in, get the stoppage, get different looks, because let's put a check mark next to Jesus Osuna that we want to see him fight every single time, man. This guy put on a good show against a tough opponent in Brandon Cruz. So let's look out for both fighters here.
Definitely impressed by the performance of Osuna, and, you know, great heart displayed, skill as well, but it just wasn't enough to overcome the too smooth style of Brandon Cruz from San Diego. He was just too smooth, Chris. He was
Too smooth.
He was just too smooth.
Not only do we like watching Brandon Cruz here, we like saying the moniker.
Yeah, he's got a cool name.
Look at the way you said it too, with the raspy voice.
Too smooth.
Too smooth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official time. 1 minute and 28 seconds in the fourth round. Tenemos el tiempo oficial 1 minuto 28 segundos en el cuarto asalto. Declaring your winner by the way of TKO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout técnico. From the arena, San Diego, California, USA. Brandon Too Smooth Cruz. Y también fuerte reconocimiento para su rival de Tijuana, Jesús Osuna.
Well, did it for Too Smooth. I called a fighter yesterday. His moniker was Silky Smooth. And today I got Too Smooth. I just, man, there's no rough edges around these guys.
Those who enter reek of fear. You, a sense of hope. Men do not fear swords. They fear monsters. They run from them. You believe you know what it is to be a monster. You have no idea.
Oh, and there goes a overhand by Gio. And trying to finish the fight, trying to close it off.
Sometimes the world no longer needs a hero.
It's over.
Sometimes what it needs is a monster.
De Agua Prieta, Sonora, Cristian Vallejo.
As we welcome King Giovanni Gonzalez to the broadcast booth this time here. Gio, how's it going? Welcome, brother.
Hey, how's it going, man? Thank you for having me. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're doing great here. We've got some great fights so far here today, and looking for more of the same. It's an honor to have you in the booth calling some of these fights with us here today, brother.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. It's a little different, you know. Usually, I'm in the back preparing to go to war, but it's a little bit more dope being here. But
And
yeah,
from
definitely,
San Diego,
definitely miss it.
California, USA, Kevin K.O. Opley.
I bet you do miss it. Now, you know, last time we had you on Best in Boxing, we announced a very emotional retirement announcement in the ring here. How's retirement going? I mean, are you still, you know, are you enjoying it, or I hear the itch is kind of getting to you to get back in that ring one more time.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was, you know, for the past 3 years, I've been fighting every other 3 months. So I pretty much been in training camp, you know, all the time.
Yeah, for 3 years straight.
So I had to take some time off, and then I saw my performance after, and I thought otherwise of the outcome. But I do want to announce that I will be fighting again for the UBO Super Featherweight Championship. One weight class lower than what I usually fight at, lightweight, so I'm dropping to 130 against a rematch against Christian Arenas in June.
Wonderful. Oh.
Yeah.
Let's send it to Pablo. Definitely want to pick your brain about that fight and what got you back in the ring here. But let's go ahead and throw it to Pablo for the official announcement.
Damas y caballeros, Bodyseca Boxing Promotions y King Geo Promotions, BIB, the best in boxing, presentan este cotejo pactado a 6 asaltos en la división de peso Super Welter. 6 rounds of boxing in the Super Welterweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears black trunks with gray trim. He officially weighs in 154 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, Pantaloncillo color negro con gris, con un peso oficial de 154 libras. He stands with a record of 2 victories against 2 defeats. Cuenta con un récord profesional, 2 victorias por 2 derrotas. Originario de Agua Prieta, Sonora, Cristian Vallejo. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears red trunks with white trim. He officially weighs the same, 154 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color rojo con blanco, con un peso idéntico de 154 libras. In 9 professional bouts, he stands with a record of 6 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, and 4 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 6 victorias, 2 derrotas, 1 empate y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Originally from Baltimore, Maryland, and now representing Undisputed Gym, San Diego, California, USA. He makes his comeback. Kevin K.O. Otley. And now with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, su referee Jesús Soto. 6 rounds, 6 asaltos.
Señores, que una pelea limpia, ¿ok? No golpes bajos, tengo cuidado con los golpes de la cabeza y los de la nuca. Los golpes de revés y de conejo no se avalan, ¿ok? Choquen sus guantes, señores, quiero una buena pelea.
And we're ready for our next fight in the super welterweight division. San Diego's Kevin Otley coming to take on Mexico native son Christian Vallejo. Vallejo from Sonora. Otley making a short trip from San Diego, just a stone's throw away from here. And these boys touch gloves and they're underway. Otley in the red shorts, gold gloves, black shorts, red gloves for Vallejo. Our first taste of these bigger classes here. Small ring for these big guys. They don't have as much room to work, so we expect to see a lot of action. And he knocks him in with that jab.
What a jab.
Vallejo's laughing.
I think he turned it right at the last minute.
Yeah.
That was like a check hook.
That anchor punch.
That was
kinda,
very good, man.
Yeah.
That was a smooth punch. And I wonder how Otley is going to react. Is he going to really jump him? But no, look at that professionalism of him. He's like, taking his time, reestablishing that jab. And Vallejo almost got up laughing, like
he knew.
Like, you got me, dude. But I don't think he was hurt from it, but it definitely did enough to knock him down there and put him off balance.
Yeah, that was a flash knockdown.
Did the ref not count it?
Oh.
You know what? You're right.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
And
we
a
just,
good shot there
we just
by
had
Otley.
to assume that was a knockdown because it was in our end. It seemed like. But, this ref has made some questionable refereeing decisions here so far
and it's
today.
the same guy. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this broadcast.
No, hopefully he does. I hope he does. I hope he does. So next time.
No, we've been talking shit about him since the beginning.
Yeah, and hopefully.
Ooh, good shot by Kevin Otley there. Why is he looking at the ref?
He's saying it looked like he's trying to say it was some kind of headbutt right now. You could tell.
So happens he hit hard.
Nope,
you forget where you're at.
Yeah.
And Vallejo does the smart thing. Hey, let me take it. Oh, no, it was Kevin Otley. Excuse me.
Yeah, they both have those clear mouthpieces, so I assumed it was Vallejo, too.
Yeah. So, Mr. Otley, when you see this again, you wasted some time here getting your opponent out.
He doesn't seem like he's bothered by it.
I
think he feels confident that as long as
as I said that, I was like, it's not going to be a big. It's not going to be a big deal.
That's what it seems like he's thinking too.
But Vallejo seems to be having a hard time here.
Now, King Gio, you see Vallejo backing up. He's got his hands down. I mean, what kind of strategies is he using? Do you think just the power he's felt is kind of making him tentative and making him back up like that?
He's in survival mode. He felt the power. He knows he can get hurt. He's being very cautious, and honestly, Kevin is just picking his food right now.
Yeah,
he's just playing with him.
Yeah, he's using that jab. He's moving in and out.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to get in some rounds, like you're saying. He's playing with his food. I think the minute he decides to step it up, he's gonna get his opponent out of there.
Well, we know
beautiful.
Vallejo's tough, and he's going to come forward, and maybe if he catches Otley with a good one, that'll be the precursor to Otley turning it on and hitting the gas and really putting it. But right now, Otley's having his way with him, sticking his jab, looking real smooth in there. 10 seconds left in this first round, scheduled for 6.
Very smooth with the gold gloves. I like it.
Yeah. Nice.
There we go. Very, very nice opening round. We thought that was a knockdown, but as
that was a knockdown.
As the production booth lets us know, there was no count, and I guess they call the referee considered it a slip, where a punch caused a slip.
Yeah.
But we'll leave that for the professionals to review later. Yeah, you know what? You guys at home, let's take a look at that no knockdown, and you tell us what you think.
Well, look at the check hook he turned
Bing,
it at
right
the
there,
very
right
end.
there.
He
How
turned
is that
it.
not counted as a knockdown?
It was a very short hook. Like, it was going to come out as a jab, but he turned it like last minute. Kind of how Terrence Crawford did it.
It kind of reminded me of, and Muhammad Ali did against Sonny Liston.
Yep.
I call it the ankle punch. Right? And then people said that it wasn't a real knockdown.
Okay, yeah, you went even more famous.
Yeah.
I said Terrence Crawford, you went way famous.
Hey, we love Terrence Crawford too.
Yeah,
We love Bud Crawford too. But
Yeah.
I remember Muhammad Ali calling it that ankle punch.
Anchor punch. And that seems like that's exactly what it was, man. He just checked them right at the last second, man, millisecond.
Yeah, and that timing, when you're not expecting to get touched, can do that to you.
Ooh, good sharp
I think Otley.
right hand by Otley. Ooh.
I think, that food is getting ready to be eaten here.
Yeah.
He's turning up the heat.
Yeah,
and it's
everything
almost
he throws,
fully
he's
cooked
landing.
here.
Yeah, everything he throws, he's landing. He knows exactly every punch he wants to throw. He's gonna land it.
He's looking
that.
real comfortable.
Oh,
Ooh, nice slip and
boom.
rip. Another nice little roll and rip.
And I just caught myself saying ouch to these shots because Otley's just kind of just sharp.
Oh, and Vallejo is just standing in front of him, throwing with everything he's got.
That's-
His chin is up in the
yeah,
air. It feels
not
like
only
a matter of time.
Ooh.
Nice tempo shot. Otley coming off a 2-year quote-unquote
layoff,
retirement,
yeah.
retirement.
He had
He
to
comes
think about
back
it.
looking like he's like he fought 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh.
That was a
Nice.
solid hook, and I think he felt on that. He walked to him like he was gonna stop him, but he's still taking his time.
Oh, he is really in there feeling himself, hands down, can't be touched, in and out. Very smooth movement. Reminds me of the man to my right here, Giovanni Gonzalez.
He's
got a little
comfortable.
bit of that style in there,
He's-
slipping and ripping there.
He's comfortable in there. He's having fun. He knows he can take him out when he wants to. But respect to his opponent because he's still fighting back.
Yeah,
He's in there.
he's coming
and
forward.
He's coming
Absolutely.
forward. But yeah, Kevin's
got this. He's in the driver's seat
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
But as we know in boxing,
hard shots
he's
landing
hurt.
there, and he's
I know.
taking them,
Yeah,
man.
this
He's
fight's
taking
over.
them tough.
This fight's over.
just stop the
Fight's
fight.
over.
Stop the fight.
That's
Thank
it.
you, ref.
Fight's
Finally,
over.
good decision from him right there.
Fight's over.
Okay,
¿Cómo
good.
cuando me preguntas how?
So
Yeah.
just an outclassed opponent in Cristian Vallejo, 2-2, but no match for Kevin Otley, 6-2-1, 7-2-1 now as he improves with the knockout victory over Vallejo.
Otley, tough fighter here. Just went through, buzzsawed through his opponent here and didn't take much time. Didn't really even break that much of a sweat here. Just starting to get warm up. Didn't take too many of those big shots before Vallejo. That last right hand was vicious off the ropes.
It was rough, man.
Yeah, and
You know what made it look worse? His hair.
Yeah.
The poof floating, flopping around there. Yeah, Gio,
So I
we got some
want-
of your sponsors here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Big shout out to Model Sporting Goods. They're part of the team, part of King Gio Boxing Promotions. I appreciate them. I appreciate them as well, along with the rest of my sponsors. Stay Sharp Barbershop in Lodi, California. Best barbershop in Northern California, possibly all of California, man. They got Woke Athletics Gym. They're in Lodi, California as well. They're Tequila Pacheco, some of the best tequila in Stockton, California. Oh man, tacos on Hugo, man. Best tacos in Stockton, man, hands
All
down.
right.
KR27 group. Big shout out to my boy Kevin.
And this is what we need, man. This is the, you know, that what keeps boxing alive. You know, sponsors like yours, Gio. This is what you need, man. This is what the sport needs to go forward.
Absolutely.
You know,
and I appreciate all of them.
And I want to say this to all the young up-and-coming professional fighters. Oh, before that, though, let's see that vicious left hook finish there. He's coming forward, and this is the end of the fight here. As he runs back to the ropes,
and he
leaves his hands down. Beautiful sidestep.
He sidestepped. It got some leverage on that.
He sidestepped. Like there's no danger. That's
it was like an uppercut hook.
And we're going to take it to Pablo for the official ring announcement of our winner here, Kevin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official time in 2 minutes and 1 second in round number 2. Tenemos el tiempo oficial, 2 minutos con 1 segundo en el segundo asalto. Declaring your winner by the way of TKO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout técnico. Baltimore, Maryland, and Undisputed Gym, San Diego, California. Kevin K.O. Otley.
Definitely earned his moniker in today's fight, K.O. Otley, with that second round. Vicious TKO victory over his opponent, Christian Vallejo. Great effort from Vallejo, but just outclassed a little bit there. We learned early on from that phantom knockdown that Otley was going to be in control of the fight pretty much for the entire fight, and came out with the victory there. And let's go to Pablo once again as he brings our next of 2 fighters to the ring. There's a little issue in the ring right now. They're trying to correct and make sure.
So I'll just say, quick time to just give props again to Kevin Otley. You know, coming off a 2-year layoff.
Coming up on the tail of the tape for our next fight here, we have Victor Torres taking on Guadalupe Huijara, and we are going to possibly see a really good fight here. Age advantage here for Guadalupe. He's 23 to Victor Torres is 26. Got a height advantage, though, for Torres. He's 1 inch taller at 5'6". 131 for Guadalupe and 126 here for Victor Torres. Slight reach advantage for Torres as well. And we will take it to Pablo Flores for the official walkout announcement of our next bout. Take it to Pablo Flores.
De Agua Prieta, Sonora, Guadalupe Quijada.
Now, I actually wanted to talk to you, Gio, because last time we talked about, and when we were talking about, your sponsors.
Yeah.
And maybe you can give a lesson to young fighters, because I remember I talked to you and you said, oh man, I'm working constantly. Not only am I working on my craft, but I'm going out and I'm meeting businesses. Absolutely. And I put the work in to acquire these sponsors.
Yeah, it's just about building a relationship, even if, like I tell guys, even if you go into a restaurant or a business and they say no, it's okay. Go back the next month or the next week and just follow up with them. Tell them, hey, you know what?
California,
just
USA.
watch my fight, check me out,
Victor
and then just stay touch base with them. You want to always keep that friendly relationship, even with people that in the beginning are not interested. Because when I started, nobody was giving me a chance. It was a long road to where I didn't just wake up and was able to do this. It was a lot of work.
So in a nutshell, being a professional fighter doesn't stop at training in the gym and fighting.
Absolutely.
You have to market yourself. You have to go put yourself out there. You have to acquire. They're not just going to come to you. You have to go and put in some work on that tip too, right?
And unfortunately, like you say, market yourself. Not every fighter has my type of mentality. That's why they need a advisor or a manager. I'm just blessed, and I know how to pretty much run the game. I figured it out. So I just
And ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, Boriseca Boxing Promotions y King Geo Promotions y BIB, the best in boxing, presentan este cotejo pactado a 6 rounds en la división de peso gallo. 6 rounds of boxing in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears purple trunks with black trim. He officially weighs in 118 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, con pantaloncillo color morado con negro, con un peso de 118 libras. He stands with 7 professional bouts. Cuenta con 7 combates profesionales de su ciudad natal, Agua Prieta, Sonora. Guadalupe, Lupillo Quijada. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears black trunks with gold trim. He officially weighs in the same 118 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, pantaloncillo negro con oro, con un peso oficial de 118 libras. Standing with 15 professional bouts. Cuenta con 15 combates profesionales de Modesto, California, Estados Unidos. Víctor El Torito Torres. And now with the final instructions, your referee in charge. Para las indicaciones finales, su referee Jesús Soto. 6 rounds, 6 asaltos.
Yo una pelea limpia, señores, ok. No quiero golpes bajos, tengo que con los golpes de la cabeza y los golpes con los codos, ¿vale? Cuando yo les hable se separan los dos y dejan de tirar golpes. Choquen sus guantes, señores, buena pelea. Juez. Juez.
Here we are, guys, ready for our next fight in the bantamweight division. You got Victor Torres from Modesto, California, coming on to take Guadalupe Quijada from Sonora, Agua Prieta, Sonora, Mexico. Modesto taking on Mexico, California boy coming south of the border.
I used to spar Victor a couple years ago.
What's your take and your thoughts on him?
He throws a lot of punches. You know, once he gets going, he throws a lot of punches. He's a good fighter. So this should be a good fight. He's from Modesto, California. Shout out to Modesto. So yeah, it should be a good fight. He throws a lot of punches once he gets going.
Oh, and he's started getting going early here in this fight.
Yeah.
As he's provides a nice onslaught to his opponent. Quijada backing up. Quijada, 0-7 record. He's got a lot of experience, but yet to get that professional W. 6-8-1 here for Torres. So both have had their share of losses, trying to turn it around here with a W on Best in Boxing, presented by Boris Teka Boxing Promotions. It's been a great show so far here. The sun is high and warm on the beaches of Rosarito, California. We've had some great fights, some great KOs, and we'll see if we get more of the same here. So far, it's been a lot of action.
Oh,
nice body shot. It feels like today's the day of the body shot. We've had some vicious body shots so far, and then that trend is continuing here.
And this is what I like about sitting ringside. You know, I'm a fan first. I tell everybody I was a fan first before I was ever in the boxing ring. So I enjoy sitting here calling the fights, you know, and you can hear the shots. And that was a hard shot by Torres there, landing to the body.
See, I'm going to go a step forward. And I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying this, but there's been 3 fights or 2 fights they've been using those same blue gloves. There's no way these guys are able to offer, you know, buy $400 gloves. So they're all using the same gloves.
They're all using the same glove.
You know, I've noticed in a couple fights ago, second fight, this is the 3rd fight. Now, how does that impact the fight? Well, I mean, the gloves getting flattered.
Yeah, it's getting more flat. They become soggy, heavy also on the inside.
Exactly.
Not, you know, not the best choice.
Absolutely.
But Torres looking good here, pressing the action a little bit against Quijada.
Big miss there by.
Despite never having a professional victory in Quijada, he is game, man.
Absolutely.
Throws decent shots. No, not the best shots, but you know, throws decent shots.
Yeah, but it seems like he got.
Yeah, he's getting outclassed here by El Torito. Ooh,
nice body shot there. You heard that one again.
Oh, nice little dodge.
Quijada misses with that big right hand and gets countered. Man, Quijada could not wait. You could not get that stool down fast enough for him right there. He was sitting down in the stool as it was being put down, so that will suggest that maybe that body shot hurt him a little bit, and he could not wait to get a little bit of rest in the corner here during this break.
Yeah, I don't see him going to too much on that second round. It might be it because I think Victor's gonna push this for the stoppage.
Victor is pushing quite a bit here. You saw him land some great body shots there in the first round, and as we saw earlier in these fights here in this card, that the body shots can be super effective if you get them in there early and break down your opponent. And try
and as we can see that demeanor right there on Quijada, he doesn't look very vibrant right now. those shots right there at the end of the round by Torres seem to kind of maybe take some starch out of him.
Yeah, and we'll see. But, like as we've seen here a couple different times, we've seen some of these warriors. They look like they're on their last leg, and next thing you know, they're mounting a huge onslaught. So
like we did it with Jesus Osuna against Brandon Cruz. Like, we were, okay, he's out.
We're ready to call that about 3 times. And he came back with huge flurries, right?
Correct.
But I think Torres feels like you could feel the confidence emanating from Torres as he marches down his opponent, and you could see that Quijada is protecting that body. He's got those elbows in there real tight, and he's worried about those body shots. So as we see him back to the ropes and kind of shell up there.
Nice. You know that it hurts when your opponent lifts his leg, and Quijada lifted his leg there like a little doggy before he pees.
Oh man, you could see he's worried about those body shots.
That's
beautiful.
That is
Second round, that's beautiful. Predicted.
You knew the body shots were coming. He dropped that elbow to cover, and he came right over the top.
It's over.
Oh wow, he made the count.
Wow.
Spit out the mouthpiece. I think it's a trend here today.
Yeah, Chris was saying that's such a, we've seen a lot of those quote-unquote veteran moves when people are spitting out the mouthpiece there. Get a little extra time here. We saw one fighter do it about 3 or 4 times in one round.
So it's been done plenty
45
today.
Seconds already.
It's been done plenty today, but I want to say the most famous is Diego Corrales against Jose Luis Castillo. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen here as he keeps lifting the leg of Quijada.
But he's strong, fighting back.
He's fighting back.
Look at him go. Yeah, he thought it was over.
Oh, it's over.
Most likely over now, but we said that after the last one.
And counting. Come on, man.
That was a perfect uppercut. That was a perfect uppercut landed by Torres. And I don't know if he spit out the mouthpiece or Torres forced it out.
They're having a long conversation here.
See, man, this is what gets a fighter hurt, bro. The ref shouldn't let this go. I mean,
what can he do? He can try to hold on for the rest of the round. That's about all he's got.
Look, the fighter wants it. He beautiful shot again, but Quijada is game, man. He's lifting the leg again. It's coming.
Oh, a counter shot though. Hey, the thing about Torres, when he opens up for the finish, he opens himself up for a big counter shot. But luckily, this fight is over, and it doesn't seem like Quijada got hurt, as we saw in that last knockout by Otley.
Hey, Quijada, man, props to him, bro.
Big props.
Give him props, man. Anybody that steps into the boxing ring, man, into the professional boxing ring, into professional MMA cage, you have the cojones to do it, man. Nobody should really fault this guy for trying, and he did try, man. Props to Victor Torres for getting the victory here today.
Yeah, right on. Anytime someone's going to step in, any combat sports, they step into the arena there, you got to commend them for being warriors. But, a little outclassed here today was Quijada. Yeah. And unfortunately, it took 3 knockdowns, but it looks like he didn't get hurt too bad.
Fortunately, he didn't.
Very fortunate.
But, this referee is just...
Yeah, we've had quite a few conversations about it.
This referee's garbage, man. Straight up. He's second knockdown.
Yeah, let's take a look at this second knockdown here. We'll run it back right here. Let's see how he got. What was the shot that took him down? I think he was really peppering body shots. Once that guard got low, an overhand came. Oh, that was the uppercut knockdown
the uppercut
there.
Hurts
that was beautiful. Beautifully timed.
Yeah.
Damas y caballeros, este combate concluye con un tiempo oficial 1 minuto 56 segundos en el segundo asalto. We have the official time 1 minute and 56 seconds in the round number 2. For your winner by the way of TKO victory, su vencedor por la vía del knockout técnico, from Modesto, California, USA, Víctor El Torito Torres.
That was a good fight.
Yeah, El Torito had a great performance there. You know, he's got a 50-50 record, and now he's starting to even that record out there. Let's take a look at another knockdown here from this previous fight here as Tejada chases down. He's looking to land shots. You got to give him the credit for the heart, but I think he was just one more shot away, and that might have been the shot. No, still standing. Tough warrior.
He surprised us each time. He kept coming back and throwing good shots back.
That last hook was too much. One too many there.
Outmatched by Victor Torres.
And we're getting ready to break down our next fight. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape as Kevin Torres takes on Saul Guijardo. 24 for Torres, 23 years old. Guijardo, 5'7". A little height advantage for Saul. 140.5 to 138. And 0.8 for Guijardo. Slight reach advantage. Well, man, decent reach advantage, actually. About 4 inches there for Kevin Torres. This is an 8-round super lightweight fight. And we are excited for this co-main event coming up here. And Chris, you know, let's talk about keys to victory. We talked about in the opening. What does Torres need to do to use that experience advantage, and what does Guijardo need to do to make up for that?
So, once again, my opinion, Guijardo needs to start fast. He needs to get Torres out fast, you know, considering he does have 7 KOs and 8 victories. So he's used to getting his opponents out of there. For Kevin Torres, he wants to take his opponent into deep waters. He wants to, like Mr. King Gio said, he likes to play with his food. You know, maybe just keep touching him until the later rounds. You know, hopefully for Torres, Guardado wears out and he's able to take over.
Yeah, and we will see who shall prevail in this co-main event, super lightweight. And we are going to take it to Pablo Flores for our official ring announcement.
De Ensenada, Baja California, Saúl Guardado. From Bellingham, Washington, USA, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres.
Hoy el destino me trajo hasta esta tierra. Pacífico es algo sin igual. Este es el sabor, la banda de rico.
Por favor, ¿te puedes mirar el micrófono?
¿Mande?
¿El micrófono?
Sí.
Queda como este.
Sí.
Torres making his way to the ring here, 17-1-1. Only one defeat. Only 2 defeats shared by these fighters. Each have 1 defeat, but Torres has twice the experience as Guijardo. So we'll see if that plays out.
Boristeca Boxing Promotions y King Gio Promotions, BIB, the best in boxing, presentan nuestro evento coestelar de esta tarde. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-feature bout. Set for 8 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. 8 rounds de combate en la división de peso super ligero. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears white trunks with silver trim. He officially weighs in 140 pounds. Presentando a ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo blanco con plata, con un peso de 140 libras. And 9 professional bouts. He stands with a record, a near perfect one. 8 victories, and 1 lone defeat, and 4 of those victories coming by the fast way of a knockout. Presenta un récord casi perfecto. 8 victorias, 1 derrota y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representando a su natal, la bella Cenicienta del Pacífico, Ensenada, Baja California, Saúl Cubanito Guardado. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears purple trunks with gold and white. He officially weighs in the same 140 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color morado con oro y blanco, con un peso idéntico de 140 libras. In 19 professional bouts, he stands with a record of 17 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, and 14 of those big wins coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 17 victorias, 1 derrota, 1 empate y 14 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Originally from Bellingham, Washington, he has blood from Mazatlan, Sinaloa, and representing House of Boxing, San Diego, California, USA, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres. And now with the final instructions, dando las indicaciones finales, su referee en turno, Jesús Soto. 8 rounds, 8 asaltos.
Señores, quiero una pelea limpia, ok, no quiero golpes bajos, tengo cuidado con los golpes de la cabeza y los de la nuca. Golpes en la espalda no valen, señor, no quiero golpes de revés, ok. Cuando yo les hable se separan los dos y dejan de tirar golpes. Voy a molestar al que no haga caso. Choquen guantes.
Here we go, guys. Kevin Torres taking on Saúl Guardado in this co-main event. Super lightweight fight.
Should be a good one.
We got 8 rounds. Yeah, it should be a good one. But each fighter only has 1 defeat on their professional record. Twice the experience, though, for Torres. Both of these guys up and coming. Stars here in this boxing arena. And we're going to see who's
nice
got
shot by Torres there.
Going, but right back comes Guardado.
And what I said,
nice hooks by Guardado, too. It looks like he's kind of stunned.
Yeah.
Torres, and he's really on though. And he sits him down early.
And kind of the strategy that was
described by you earlier.
Yeah, that he needs to come out strong with guns blazing. And we'll see how Kevin Torres is able to overcome this, as he has come back from knockdowns before.
But we know now that Guardado is going to come forward and try to finish this fight now. Torres has to survive. He's clinching. He's
Kevin
doing
has
the right
to keep his hands up. He has to keep his hands up and
yeah,
clinch. That right there is not going to cut it. He needs to move.
Oh, nice right hand from Torres, maybe. But, man, Guardado is coming. Cubanito is putting it on right now.
Yeah, he is coming strong. And he is on the gas, and he is not letting up. And Kevin Torres is doing his best to move and to evade shots and come back and keep his opponent off of him.
Torres in survival mode right now, but you see Guardado slowly starting to drop a little bit of the pace, but still coming forward with big hooks, big shots. Ooh,
and that's
hand lands.
That's the strategy that Torres needs to do. He needs to go to that body like he's doing
like
there.
He did right there, yeah, but man.
Take some starch out.
Guardado has got plenty of starch coming right now. He's back. Torres up again and hit him with a nice left hook. The Diamond Boy is trying to survive this first round where he got knocked down in the first minute.
This onslaught is still going.
Nice uppercut.
This has been a non-stop round, less than a minute less than this first round. This one is scheduled for 8 guys, so if Diamond Boy can weather the storm, he can drag it into those later waters. But
what's going on is when Kevin's throwing, his opponent is catching him in between punches.
Oh. I believe he got Torres again. Torres responds, though, very good.
Torres landing back his own shots, but it doesn't seem to be deterring the forward onslaught of Cubanito.
And Guardado is living up to his moniker, man. Like everything he said he was gonna do, he's doing it.
Yes, he is coming forward.
Nice body shot.
But Torres is putting that work into the body, trying to slow it down. That is the end of the first round where we saw the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres, get knocked down in the first minute of that first round. He was able to get back up and he's able to weather the storm.
Yeah.
But King Gio, man, that's not the way you want to start off the first round.
No, he got caught cold. I mean, he needs to be very careful in between punches. His opponent is catching him in between punches. So, example, Torres is throwing. Here's the knockdown coming down.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at some of let's see how that knockdown happened. Looks like he's okay here so far, but on the ropes, he caught one that really right there.
It was
that was the left hook.
It was a left hook. And these piled up punches just kind of assisted him on going down.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just the fact that, you know, he didn't warm up too much in the back, got caught cold.
Yeah. Yep, it happens.
You know,
but he survived it, and let's see how he can overcome, if he can overcome that early knockdown. Obviously, he shaking up the cobwebs here. He looks like he's ready to go. He knows he's in a fight now, does Torres. Guardado has been acting like he's been in a fight since that opening bell. Maybe that's why he's able to jump on Torres. But I have a feeling that now that Torres is woken up a little bit, we're going to see a little bit different fight in the second round. More of the same action, though. Torres starting to use that jab, mix up the combinations here.
And the way Guardado is leaning, maybe the uppercuts would suit Torres down a little better.
Oh, nice body shot.
But Guardado
right there,
is strong, man. Guardado is strong and just coming forward, man. Look at that
shot. He's putting everything into those shots right now. It's Guardado.
Yeah, and these are good counters by Kevin Torres. Guardado's putting everything into those shots.
Honestly, Guardado doesn't respect his power. That's what's going on.
You know, I'll tell you what, Chris Martin, this is exactly what you said in the opening needed to happen for Guardado, and he's making it happen. But if Torres can drag this into some deep water later rounds, we'll see if all this energy output of Guardado is going to be to his detriment if he can't get the KO he's looking for.
Hey, we don't know what kind of shape he's in, man. Maybe he could keep this up for all 10 rounds of this fight.
Hopefully for us fight fans, he can keep this up because this is a great fight to be watching ringside, folks.
And he switches to southpaw, something that I typically tell my fighters not to do. And, you know, let's see how he can do that southpaw position. The offense is easy. It's that defense on being a southpaw that's what makes it difficult. And look, the shots are going in now. Now the shots are going in by Torres.
I don't know why Guardado's going to southpaw. What he was doing was working.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
You usually do that when what you're doing is not working.
Exactly.
Not when you're being effective. Why would you switch the style when you're being effective?
Now he's open for a straight right all day. Straight right.
It's a very interesting technical decision here being made by Guardado.
Straight right.
So I'll say it again for all you young fighters watching. Check the defense. The offense is there. You can do the offense. The defense is what. Look.
Yeah, the angles change. The right hand becomes different.
Torres is now landing more shots since Guardado turned southpaw. Oh! And maybe he knew something we didn't because he landed a good shot there.
Guardado it proves us wrong there, but you know we'll see if it continues to be effective. He landed a great power left hook from that southpaw position and kind of pushed Torres back. Didn't really knock him down or rock him, but definitely hit him with a shot that made him step back and think about it. And now he
goes back.
Diamond Boy's back in the pocket. Nice uppercut from the Diamond Boy. Good body shots.
It's going to come down to who's more conditioned, who's more ready, because they're throwing a lot of punches.
Yeah, this is a rugged fight.
This might be a war of attrition in the end, guys. And I think, you know, as we said, you know, Torres has a lot more experience. Maybe that plays into his benefit as the fight goes longer. But if Guardado is in great shape, Guardado turns around.
That was very low. That was very low.
Round's over.
There is so much action you can't even hear the bell. That's how you know it's a good fight. The whole crowd is yelling. We're yelling. As we go into this third round, it's been nonstop action in this co-main event. And you see why Saulo Rios, the CEO of Boris Tika Boxing and in promotion with King Gio Promotions and in association with you guys as well. You guys have put on a great card here. And Matchmaking has been great here, and then the placement, too. This is definitely a fight that's deserved of a co-main event slot.
Yeah. This definitely was, considering, like, look
You
at
know,
the
let's take a
action
look at
pack.
that back and forth. Yeah, as we were talking about, just trading 3 for 3, 4 for 4. The opponent throws this, they come right back, answering back. Gotta love when two guys are just willing to toe the line and duke it out. No one's running, no one's hiding. Both fighters sitting there trying to land their shots. Both fighters look like they're crisp, too. None of them are doing the deep breaths or anything, or shoulders dropping. They both look ready to go. Both have strong eyes.
He came out southpaw again.
Well, I mean, he must feel like he has he sees that left,
Yeah,
that
it might
power
be
left opening somehow.
All I see is possibly a left uppercut, like a
No, well, he
a
landed
southpaw.
that left straight towards the end of the round on Torres, but I mean,
Is it possible he maybe, I don't know, hurt his right hand? And
Maybe,
didn't
you're
throw
right.
power there,
Yeah, maybe
you know?
you're right, yeah,
I mean,
maybe,
we'll have to
yeah.
talk to him after the fight and see, you know, if you maybe hurt your hand and then you know you can't throw power with it, but you can paw the jab with it and still land
Yeah.
big lefts like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's going on. We'll have to ask Guadardo after the fight, but we'll see if it's effective
Good
or not. It's a
exchange
nice
there.
straight left to the
See
body he landed there.
what Kevin Torres should be doing is doubling up that right hand. He's missing the first one and then step in with the second right hand and then come back with the left hook. That's what you should be doing with a southpaw, straight right hand or lead hook. There.
and that was a quick little short left down the pipe by Guardado there.
Guardado looking really impressive coming in here with this 8-1
Yeah, man.
record,
Like
man.
so I guess he can switch hit. You know, not too many fighters can do it. You know, the most prominent one is Terrence Crawford. I think this is the second time I mentioned Terrence Crawford in this
And
telecast.
he's one of the best in the world.
Yeah,
That's why.
yeah. But you know what, man? Hey, give him credit. Give Guardado credit. He's doing it. He's doing it good. You know, and I can almost guarantee you, Torres did not spar any southpaws in his training camp.
Yeah, that might be it too. I mean, I still don't like him southpaw because he was
Doing so
more
well.
effective
Yeah, he was doing
as an
fine.
orthodox. The fight has extremely gone towards Kevin Torres' favor because he can hit him without having getting count.
Yeah, and actually, Torres' only sole loss on his professional record was against the southpaw.
Yeah, that
so
might
maybe
be it. Maybe he saw
Guardado
tape,
saw
yeah.
that tape and
Yeah,
said,
that's true.
hey, he had trouble with southpaws.
Yeah.
I'm a decent fighter at southpaw.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll switch.
A tall southpaw,
Yeah.
and Guardado has maybe a slight height advantage. So
He's pulling the Rocky II here. He trained.
that's true.
He trained only southpaw for the whole camp, and so he could switch at any time.
Yeah.
Oh! You know,
See, but you know what?
he's landing those
He
lefts.
landed it, but he
Torres
didn't hurt him
just-
It
Yeah,
doesn't have the
Torres-
power that
because
the
it
right
doesn't have
hand
the
had.
power as
Yep.
the right hand.
Torres shook it off,
Yeah, he shook it off. He took it very well.
and he's pressing, Ooh.
Yeah, Gio, you were kind of describing what
Yeah.
you wanted to see Torres
Yeah.
do against this southpaw.
He has to double up the right hand and come back with the hook, go to his left because he's going to his right. He's exposed
Into
to
the
the
left,
left hand.
right?
He has to go the other way. He's going right into the right hand. He has to counter the left jab with the
Got to
hook.
keep that foot on the
Yeah,
outside,
yeah,
right?
absolutely. Right now, look, you see, he's going
Yep,
right to the.
yep.
Right, he's going to
He's-
his right. His corner has to tell him he has to go to the opposite side.
Well,
And-
and that's the thing, too. If you've been training for a right-handed fighter and you feel comfortable going one way, maybe all camp he's been going one way, thinking he's got to stay away from the right hand.
Absolutely
Now, all of a sudden,
agree.
he's got to,
But-
in the fight, try to switch. But that's the telltale of a true
That's,
pro.
that's exactly
to
what
be
a
able to do
professional
that.
athlete has to be able to do. That he has to adjust during the fight. He has to adjust. His camp has to tell him, listen, he's staying southpaw. You have to go to his opposite side, double up your right hand. I mean, I personally don't try throwing a jab at a southpaw because you get countered. It's just small things like that. You have to be gamed up, and his corner, I'm sure, is telling him. But it's one thing telling him and one thing doing it.
Executing in there when you got a guy like Guadardo throwing
Yeah.
those big shots
Yeah.
at you. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the shots landed. Look at that. There's that nice
yeah.
step in left hand from Guadardo.
He took it very well.
But yeah, Kevin took it well. And, you know, maybe we saw Kevin get jumped earlier in the fight and just kind of get surprised.
Yeah.
And a shot that might not have hurt him later in the fight when he's warmed up, you know, kind of caught him off guard. And now that he's warmed up, his chin is a little bit a little bit stronger almost now that he's kind of woke up and got back in here. Been a long time. So he's got some of the rust is being shaken off now, and he's...
Yeah, but I like the curveball that Guardado's throwing at him, man. Like, all right, I come out strong, like I said I was.
As a orthodox fighter, yeah.
I execute, and then I come out southpaw in the latter round.
And
so,
let's see if he switches. I see him he stepped back into the orthodox position now. Maybe he's going to go back and forth during the rounds.
So when the fight gets hard, you go back to what you know. You go back to what you know, and that's why he turns.
Look, see, Kevin is closing the distance now. He needs to be careful on those counters, but he's closing the distance.
Oh, nice. Kevin with the uppercut. Nice. Torres with the body shot. Torres with a nice hook.
And it seems like Guardado lost some steam on
both
hands.
He lost a little bit of steam.
Oh, and as we say that, they must be able to hear us, because every time me and Chris said someone's losing steam, they bite their mouthpiece and throw 5 hard ones.
Oh,
nice. Guardado misses with the uppercut, and the counter right comes from Torres, and now a double hook,
nice.
Uppercut, does it again, hook, uppercut, nice left hook by Torres. Torres starting to come on now, big right hand by Torres.
Torres is coming out strong this round, man. Like, and this is a 10-round fight.
Ooh, nice.
This is a 10-round fight.
10 rounds?
This guy's scheduled for 8, actually, this co-main event.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
See, you know what, though? The referee just looked at him. He didn't tell him anything. That's why he went forward. You know, if I was Kevin, I would do the same thing. He's good.
Absolutely.
You don't stop until the referee stops you.
Nope, exactly. To decide if I low blowed or not. It's your job to tell me.
Yeah, your job as a fighter is to go out there and perform, not to be the referee.
Yeah, this referee's not having his best day in the office. We'll put it nicely, I guess you could say right now.
And of the two, Guardado definitely needed this.
Oh, absolutely, because you could see the momentum.
The momentum.
There was a momentum switch going on, and now he has some time to reset. But you know what? Torres looks like he's just as focused as he was before the break. So we'll see if he's able to continue this outpouring of offense here. Oh,
he heard it.
That's a good uppercut.
You hear these slamming.
And like I mentioned in my predictions and what needed to be done for the keys to victory, you know, take them into deep waters, and here you see the experience. Look at that.
Oh, he caught.
Nice left hand lands for Guardado.
He was just standing correctly.
Little bit off balance. A little bit off balance.
Yeah.
But look at the head movement. Look at the sharp shots that Torres continues to throw, as opposed to Guardado, where a little bit of steam is coming out.
See, Guardado's stashing right now.
He's not the same strong guy.
You see, Guardado's really forcing those power shots out now.
Those hard shots that were landed earlier were hurting Torres. Right now, Torres is walking through those shots. And maybe the body shots have something to do with it.
This fight is playing out exactly how you thought it might, Chris, with Torres gaining the advantage as the fight goes longer.
Yep.
Nonetheless, great rounds back and forth between these two in our co-main event. Super lightweight bout here between Kevin Torres in the Diamond Boy blue and gold shorts. Guardado in the Cubanito.
And good action fight, man. Like, this is good. We still have 4 rounds to go.
It's insane. If this goes like it's going for the rest of the fight, guys, you get your money's worth from one fight alone here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I want to take the time to give props to both fighters, man. Halfway through this fight, Jose Guardado just, you know, Saul Guardado coming in and doing what he said he was going to do. He was going to come out here and try to steamroll Kevin Torres, and Kevin Torres completely poised.
And let's see what happens.
As we see, look, I like to see it again, but look at the sharpness of Kevin Torres here in these replays and that head movement.
Picking shots, doubling up to the body. Nice uppercut there, and now we're back into our action here. We're going to our 5th round of the scheduled 8. These two warriors have gone back and forth. Torres, if you're just joining us, was knocked down in the first round early, first minute. has battled back to change the complexion of this fight as Guardado starts to back up, hands down. Torres coming forward. Torres landing big shots in the last round as we felt the momentum start to shift. Ooh, big miss though from the Diamond Boy. Recollects himself. Output has gone way down for Guardado, guys. I mean, as you can see, what was once a extremely aggressive offensive fighter has become more of a defensive, retreating fighter looking to counter. Still in that southpaw position, though. You know, he hasn't switched back to his natural stance. So we just got to wonder what happened to make him stay in this. There he goes. Finally.
So once again, look at when you start to feel trouble, you resort back to what you know.
Yeah. And I wonder if it might not be a good idea for him to stay with what he knows.
See,
yeah, because he had a little bit of success, right, with the southpaw, and there he goes trying to.
He did, but it's not effective. It's just
the shots aren't hitting the same. Yeah,
he's not effective as when he was orthodox.
Yeah, all the damage he done earlier in the fight was from orthodox, so you would assume he would.
And I believe that hurt him. That body shot, that right hand to the body by Kevin Torres.
This is a great test for Torres.
See, and you see Kevin Torres going to the right. That's why he's getting hit with the left. He has to go the other way, to his left. Like
there
that,
he goes. Yeah, I think
taking away that left hand.
Starting to figure it out, but he's got to make sure he keeps that front foot on the outside there, which he did, and is able to land effectively and not worry so much about that big counter. But you see, he steps back into orthodox, does Cubanito.
Yeah.
And he's almost imploring Torres to come at him. Looking to counter now, doesn't have the energy to move forward, so trying to catch Torres coming in. And he switches back to southpaw again.
Oh, nice
Torres
left hook.
Chasing him down. Ooh, slip and rip from Torres.
Yeah, and what I thought at the beginning where Torres needed to be is later on in the fight is happening. You know, you see the tendencies by Guardado kind of deteriorating a little bit, you know, slowly getting worn down by what's a true professional in Torres. This is where you see the professional in a boxer.
Oh, big right hand! Another big right hand from Torres. As Guardado comes forward at the end of that 5th round.
That right there, Torres won that whole round, and that's risky. You don't have to do that in exchange with a stronger fighter because he's opening himself up in between punches. You won the round, go back to your corner, but that benefits Guardado right there because
you know what? Okay, I'm gonna give you the counterpart to that. I think that's the right move to do. To know for Guardado to know that if he tries to muscle his way in, he's gonna be met with force. So I think that Torres did the right thing there in fighting back the way he did.
Well, you got to think about it like this. Maybe Torres is thinking, he's trying to steal this round from me right now. And I got to put my foot down and absolutely make sure no matter what, there's no denying that this is my round, you know, because, you know, a fighter can do that. He can get outworked for 2.5 minutes and then spend 30 seconds going ham and sometimes steal rounds that way. So maybe that's going on in the mind of Kevin Torres. I'd love to interview both of these fighters after this fight and see what they were thinking.
I want to know why
I'd love to watch it with them. I want to watch it with them and say, what are you thinking here, guys?
And it seems to me, maybe to you guys as well, that Torres is kind of inching his way, crawling his way back into this fight.
Oh, I think he's more than crawling his way
he's back in the fight. Absolutely, I think he's back in the fight.
I think he's. I think he's taking control of this fight at this point.
Well, the first 2 rounds definitely for Guardado. Maybe even the 3rd round. That's why I'm saying.
Yes. As far as scorecards.
Yes, as far as scorecards.
Yes, definitely.
No.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So Torres is taking control.
But on the cards,
I'm talking about the cards.
Yes. Good point, Chris. I wasn't really even thinking about the cards. I was just thinking about momentum and who's in control right now. But yes, if you go back to the earlier rounds, Guardado did some great work. So there was some making up to do for Torres. And let's not forget that's a 10-8 round, that first round, because Torres was knocked down. So that's an extra point off there.
And that's very smart by Torres to go to the body, considering how strong what Guardado was at the beginning, man.
Yeah, you got to try to break down that body.
He doesn't look like the same guy anymore.
No, like I said, he's retreating. He's looking to counter instead of create
He's
offense.
still landing his shots.
He
at
is
times,
landing good shots,
but
though.
they don't have the same
A lot of
start.
steams off it now.
Yeah, I don't think Cubanito has the ability to really hit and hurt Torres unless it's a perfectly timed shot
Not
at
as a
this
southpaw.
point. Yeah.
Not as a southpaw.
And you gotta wonder if this right, and he's,
Yeah.
that right hand, he hasn't really used it with power. I mean, he's poking the jab with it, but you haven't seen him throw big right hands. I wonder if maybe something happened to that hand.
Yeah, we have to see. The only one he is throwing hard is that left hand.
Yeah.
You're right. And right there, he pity pats even with the left hand there too. But the right hand does not throw it hard.
And he's got it all the, he's got his hands all the way down, you know, and you just got to wonder what's going on inside his head, what he's fighting through.
Yeah. But steam is off his punches definitely because he just hit Kevin twice right now. Kevin just took it like nothing.
Kevin's coming on strong here.
Yeah,
Very
Kevin's
strong.
taking over the fight now. He took it over 2 rounds ago.
Yeah, and now he's making up, and then maybe he's making it up and getting ahead on the scorecards in this round.
Yeah.
Good body work by Torres there.
This is the 6th of 8 rounds, so after this we'll have 2 more rounds if it gets through this round.
And he's throwing hard shots to the body, but he's touching to the head. He's touching to the head as Torres and ripping to the body.
Good Lord, this is an incredible fight.
Yeah.
As a fight fan, I'm just sitting here in awe, in amazement of these warriors laying it on the line. Such a display of heart. Oh, nice right hand, but then counter right hand from Torres. Torres looking strong in the later rounds of this fight, guys. So, Gio, I wanted to ask you why we have you. You recently took the cross into the promotion game, part of boxing. And how is that going for you? How are you liking promotion, being in King Gio Promotions?
It's going great. There's a lot of talent in Northern California.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A lot of talent. Like I said, I'm working on a card in June. I will be fighting for the title of that fight. I'm bringing back one of the best. I'm not sure that flyweight at 114 from Stockton, California. I'm bringing Marquitos. Yeah, he'll be coming back after a year.
Nice.
I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for my fight. And then I'm bringing back some of the guys from tonight. I'm bringing back Adrian. He did a very good fight.
Man, great debut, man. He looked like he's a veteran, a well-seasoned veteran in there in his debut. And as we head into the 7th round, let's take a look at some action from that last 6th round. As you see Torres stepping back and landing some big shots here right at the end of the round. It was basically back and forth this whole round, just like it has this whole fight. And we're right back to the action here as Torres, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres, in the navy blue and gold trunks, taking on Saul Guardado in the white trunks. Guardado knocked Torres down in the first round, but Torres has slowly inched his way back, and as we were talking in the last round, might have overtaken in the scorecards here. It is myself, Brandon Kyle, with King Gio, Giovanni Gonzalez, and Chris Martin here. Best in Boxing crew calling this co-main event. Super lightweight fight. Been exciting so far. We've seen a lot of stance switching from Guidardo. We're not sure what the reason is.
Guardado it kind of seems like he's more in a retreat now.
Oh, definitely. He's a defensive mode.
He's not the
mode.
offensive fighter anymore that he was the first 2 rounds. He probably got tired. Maybe he just. I really want to know after the fight why he switched.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. He was effective. He was winning the fight, and he went southpaw, and the whole fight just turned on him. And fortunately, it went right for Kevin Torres because his only defeat is against the southpaw. But maybe Guardado's not even, it's not a real southpaw. That's why he's not having the effectiveness.
And even if Guardado says, "Oh, let me switch up to see if this works," because I know he has trouble with southpaws. Once he doesn't have trouble with you as a southpaw, he would think you would go back.
Right? to your original stance, and he hasn't done it. So I mean, we'll see. Kevin's having a field there right now, just hitting him with his stature.
Yeah, Yeah, and as you said earlier, Kevin wasn't doing the right things against Guardado when he first went to the southpaw. He was letting his opponent get his foot on the outside, land the left hand, moving to his right instead of his left. So
Kevin's not cutting out the ring. He's right there. Kevin should slowly go to his left. But look, he's going to his right. He's exposed to the straight left.
Very, maybe it's just something
dangerous.
he can't. It's just trained that he can't switch in the middle of the fight. But that's something he's going to have to be able to do as he moves up in class here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice right hand there.
He's getting caught by that right hand because he's going to his right instead of his left. I mean, if I was Kevin at this point, I would just cut the distance, stay inside, because inside it doesn't seem Guardado can fight him.
Yeah, wow, what a hook there by Torres. I think he really got his attention there.
10 seconds left in this 7th round of scheduled 8.
Be careful right here in the exchange.
And he definitely put a stamp on winning the round there. Did Kevin Torres.
Absolutely.
Here we go, guys. We are going into our final round, the 8th round of this super lightweight matchup. Kevin Torres, Saul Guardado have had an epic battle so far in this co-main event. We'll see what happens in this 8th and final round.
The final round. And man, we're going into the 8th round. You know when it's a good fight where the fight just went by so fast and you say, what? We're in the 8th round?
Yeah.
But this is exactly what happened,
and this is why, as you see the replay, it's so back and forth. And like the crowd, as soon as the bell rings, the crowd is screaming and there's nothing but excitement. You don't realize. Every time the bell rings, I go, the round's over already?
Yeah.
They touch gloves, and here we go, folks. The 8th and final round of this super lightweight bout. It's been a great battle so far, and we expect nothing but action in this 8th round. I think both fighters realize it's a close fight. Guardado doing a lot early in the fight, getting a knockdown, but Torres climbing back, changing the momentum of the fight in his favor, and is looking to continue to execute as Guardado stays in that southpaw position.
And when we thought that Guardado was gonna run out of steam, man, like he's got his legs moving, he's doing a good job of boxing. You know, take for granted Kevin Torres, I think, is doing the better work. But
there you go.
Guardado's still dangerous, still in the fight.
And he hasn't fallen off yet.
Kevin Torres just doubled up his right hand about 10 seconds ago, and it worked. That's what you should have been doing.
From the beginning, you're right. You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Nice jab there.
He's catching with the left hand. Guardado's catching with the left hand because he's going to his right. He's walking to the right. Again, look at that. Going to his right.
Oh, nice. Torres starting to push forward. Torres starting to put it on, but they trade hooks there.
He's definitely sealing the victory here if he wins this round.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If he wins it strong.
I just like to see a young, up-and-coming prospect like this bite his mouthpiece and do what it takes here in this 8th round.
Oh, and a hard one too by Torres.
Nice right hand lands for Torres.
Guardado takes it well and losing starch throughout the fight.
I'll tell you what, Guardado definitely has got a great chin because he's eating some big shots.
By Kevin Torres, yes.
Late in the rounds, too. Not early in the fight is one thing, but later when you're tired, you're still eating shots. It goes to show he's well-conditioned, and we questioned if he was going to be able to keep a pace. And even though he's not keeping the same pace, it's not like he's completely fallen off. And even lands a big left hand on Torres there in the corner.
Hooks. I don't know if Torres got buzzed, but Torres was doing the better work.
And Torres got hit with a pretty flush hook on himself there in that exchange.
Nice. You see, he goes to his left. He's able to easily tap him with the jab because he's southpaw.
10 seconds left, guys. 8th and final round. Co-main event.
Oh, nice left hook.
Oh, who's going to put a stamp on this round? Torres says, yeah, let's go.
Good fight.
I believe it was Torres to put a stamp at the end of the round there, landing a left hook. It seems to me that Guardado is the weirder of the two. You know, despite Kevin Torres facing a knockdown, and a knockdown where he legitimately looked hurt.
Yes. It wasn't a flash.
It
or
wasn't
a slip.
flash.
Yeah.
He was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt. And he was shook, and there's some cobwebs for a while after that.
Hey, man, props to him. If he gets the victory today, I think he deserved the nod. Props to him if he battled his way back into a hard fight. You know, props to his corner for keeping calm. You know, props to Guardado for fucking saying what he was gonna do and doing it. Yeah, because not a lot of fighters, you know, a lot of fighters will tell you something to do another.
Yeah, especially when they're in there with a guy like Torres, too, and they catch a good one, all of a sudden the things change.
Guardado came out, did what he had to do, and adjusted on the fly also. You know, boxing, surviving this fight, because he couldn't keep up toe-to-toe with Kevin Torres.
Guardado did make some interesting decisions, though, as we were talking about, you know, as that switch to southpaw, as we go back to a replay of that 8th and final round here. A good little exchange between Kevin Torres and Guardado. That's that right hand that landed there for Kevin Torres earlier in this 8th and final round. Nice left hook, too. Kevin Torres was doing really good work towards the end of this fight.
Torres came back, man. Big props to him. He came back because he was really hurt in that first round. I wouldn't really call it a flash knockdown. He was cold.
It just got a little overwhelmed and surprised. He was a little surprised.
He took the knee properly how he's supposed to. He came back and, to my eyes, he won the fight.
Yeah, I think he did enough.
After the third round, I think he won every single round. And Guardado I don't know why he went southpaw.
Yeah, you'll have to ask him. We'll have to figure that one out. See if and then maybe we'll see if they're working on a hand here, or if they're.
I'm looking at his hands. They look pretty good to me.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's got a hurt hand.
Yeah.
So it must have been just a tactical decision then by him and his corner.
Yeah, not a good one.
Damas y caballeros, este combate es a la distancia de 8 rounds, por lo tanto tenemos la decisión de los jueces. Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has gone to the distance of 8 rounds, and now we go to the judges' scorecards. But before we go, please a big round of applause for these two fighters. Un fuerte aplauso para Guardado, el cubanito, y el Diamond Boy por este gran combate. The judge, el juez, Luis Gutierrez, he scores it 78-73, 78-73. And judges, Jesus Manzanares and Héctor Hernández have the same scores of 77-73. Estos dos últimos jueces calificaron el combate de manera idéntica, 77-73. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime, Bellingham, Washington, Mazatlán, Sinaloa, and San Diego House of Boxing, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres. Y también fuerte reconocimiento para el de Ensenada, Saúl, el cubanito, Guardado.
Guys, Rene out here with your winner, Kevin Torres. Now, you came in and you got caught a little bit surprised, and you had to sit down and take an 8 count here. It looked like you were maybe just a little cold and you got a little overwhelmed, but you're able to battle back and slowly change the momentum of the fight. What was going through your mind after that first round and you realized that was a 10-8 round after the knockdown?
Yeah, he caught me. There's no excuse. He caught me good. I went down. I got back up. I got my legs back. And I wasn't too hurt, but, I knew I had to come back. It was a 10-8 round, so I was like, you know what? I got 8 rounds. I got 7 left. I got to come back and get the win.
Now, we noticed that he made the tactical decision to switch to southpaw, and we were talking about your sole loss in your professional career was against the southpaw. Was that kind of, what were you thinking when you saw him make the switch into southpaw? Was that a surprise to you? Were you expecting that at all in this fight?
I was not expecting that at all. I came here. I was thinking he was a right-hander. I didn't think he was going to fight me left-hander, so that was a big surprise for me. But, you know, I think I made some adjustments, and I ended up getting the win.
Yeah. Was there any other times that you felt power or you felt hurt? It seemed like he was losing steam off of his punches after that second or third round. Was there a point where you realized, okay, he can't really hurt me with power anymore, and did that give you any confidence going into the later rounds of the fight?
Yeah, after the first knockdown, you know, I felt that he punched himself out. So after the second round, you know, he didn't have that much pop left in him. So that's what, you know, that's why I started coming forward, and I came through.
Well, you know, it's a sign of a great professional to overcome adversity, be able to persevere in a fight like that where you get, you know, knocked down early. And it was a pleasure to have you on the Best in Boxing and Boris Teka Boxing again. So let's hear it one more time, guys. Kevin Torres.
And coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have our main event in the super bantamweight division. We have Rene Giron, 14-1 versus Gabriel Piña, veteran of 33 professional fights.
And we got the tail of tape here. Giron, the younger by more than 10 years, 22 to Piña's 33. I believe the heights are a little bit off. I don't think these 133s are 6'6" and 6'8". Probably 5'6" and 5'8" there. So 133 and a half. Both fighters are coming in exactly the same. 66-inch reach and about a 65-inch reach. So pretty similar in reach and size here. So it's going to be an interesting matchup here. What about the keys to victory, Chris? You know, what do you think each fighter is going to need to do to be victorious in today's fight?
For Piña, he just needs to be himself and simply just grind out a victory, something that he's done, you know, beating a couple undefeated fighters, 1-2, beating good fighters on his resume, lost to good fighters. So he's just here to grind it out, man, trying to get the victory by grinding it out. That's it. That's it. That, to me, is his strategy, what I think he'll do. For Giron, I believe he needs to just stay sharp. Continue staying sharp. He does possess that KO power, as he's proved to us in his last outing here in the Best in Boxing. So just that, stay sharp for Giron.
And we're going to toss it to Pablo Flores to announce the first fighter.
De Ensenada, Baja California, Gabriel El Piñita Piña.
Piña making his way to the ring, and as Piña makes his way to the ring, makes his entrance here to the squared circle, we are going to say goodbye to King Gio as he makes his exit from the broadcast booth.
Thank you for having me.
Hey man, it was a pleasure calling these fights and getting your insight here. And I believe the next time we see you, you're going to be back in that ring here. You said June, you got a card coming up here.
The end of June, early July, we're figuring that out. But I'm excited to be back and give you guys a great fight. And I'll talk to you guys soon. And
absolutely, can't wait to see it. Thanks again, Gio. We'll see you next time, brother.
Thank
Y
you.
de Querétaro, Rene Telles.
And here comes Rene Telles Giron from Querétaro, Mexico. This is a man with power in both hands. He could hurt you and knock you out with either the left or the right at any time. He can take a punch. He's got great defense, good offense. He really has all the skills to make it to the top levels of the game here, Chris. And today he's looking to continue his ascent up the ranks here and to improve his record to 15-1. Excited to see what he can do against this very experienced veteran in Gabriel Piña.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's what young fighters have to go through tests. You know, like this. You know, tough veterans. I fought back in the day. I fought a lot of good fighters. I remember the guy that gave me the hardest trouble was 35 and 33, and I couldn't get that little guy off of me for the love of it, man. And he was there. He was there all night, man. I knocked him down. I was like, all right, it's over. he gets up and just puts it on me, man. And I couldn't get him off. And so
we'll
maybe
see if that can happen for Piña.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that was my
it's
point.
time for boxing, and it's time to rock and roll. Welcome to your main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing in the super featherweight division. Damas y caballeros, este es el combate estelar de esta noche. 10 rounds en la categoría de peso super pluma. Y es presentado a ustedes por Boristeca y King Geo Promotions en asociación con BIB, The Best in Boxing. Ahora bien, amigos que nos acompañan a través de la señal de Best in Boxing en las redes sociales, estamos en vivo desde playas de Rosarito, Baja California, México. Ajusten sus cinturones. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He wears black trunks with white and red. He officially weighs in 130 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, pantaloncillo negro con rojo y blanco, con un peso de 130 libras. He stands with 34 professional bouts. Cuenta con 34 combates profesionales representando el puerto de Ensenada, Baja California, México. El aguerrido Gabriel, el Piñita, Piña. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner. He wears red trunks with silver trim. He officially weighs in the same, 130 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, pantaloncillo color rojo con plata, con un peso idéntico de 130 libras. In 15 professional bouts, he stands with a record, a near perfect one. 14 victories, 1 defeat, and 8 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord casi perfecto. 14 victorias, 1 derrota y 8 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. El originario de Querétaro, y ahora representando los colores House of Boxing San Diego, California, USA. Damas y caballeros, con ustedes, René, el Bravo Telles. Con las indicaciones finales, with the final instructions, your referee in charge, Jesús Soto. 10 rounds, 10 asaltos.
Señores, que una pelea limpia, ¿ok? Tengan cuidado con los golpes bajos y los golpes de la cabeza y la nuca. No se vale ninguno de ellos, ¿ok? Tengan cuidado con los golpes de conejo. Choquen guante, vámonos.
El Bravo Telles in the red and silver trunks. Gabriel Piña in the black with red trunks. Here we go, guys. This is our main event, super featherweight, 10-round scheduled fight as we get underway. El Bravo taking the center of the ring, starting with the jab. Trading.
No, I'm sorry, I cut you off there. But knowing that Giron has, that dynamite power, real quick, shout out to his manager, Frank Espinosa. Frank Espinosa, also the manager of Oscar Valdez, current WBC super featherweight champion, starching Burchett on ESPN, I believe.
Yeah, it seems that apples don't fall far, and what a great trainer can do with a good gym. You see multiple fighters come out at high level.
A good trainer, good manager.
Yep. Nice body shot from Telles Giron. Now, this being a 10-round fight, these guys really using this first round to kind of learn each other here, distance, timing. As we saw, we know that El Bravo can get in a war and stay in a war and ultimately be successful in a war.
Yeah, we've seen that.
So he's being a little more tactical here in the opening. Maybe doesn't want to have the same type of fight he did against Guadalupe Acosta. Now, he had higher levels of skill than Acosta, but Acosta made it a really tough fight in Giron's last fight before he was able to get the KO in the end. But it was a back and forth battle, and it could have gone either way if it would have gone to the judges' scorecard. So I think Telles Giron has done some homework here and is really measuring himself a little bit in this first round. Piña just trying to work his way in and see what kind of shots he might be able to land.
And a good right hand to the body thrown by Piña there.
But as we hear the shots land, you can just hear a difference in power.
Yeah, Giron is landing very hard shots.
Yeah,
every time he throws, he must have a heavy hand.
Yeah, we've seen his heavy hands work in action before.
Right.
I don't know what's heavier than heavy. The boy has some loud hands. Oh, just as you hear there.
Good body shots there. You know, but the experience of Piña is gonna play out here. You know, honestly, that's what he wants to do. Is that inside game right there. You know, older veteran fighters. You know, I'll include myself now. We don't want that sharp distance from like that sharp distance. You know, from too far out. You know, that's a young man's game. This right here, this is an old man's game right now. On the inside.
10 seconds left, and I think, you know, part of why that is because as you get older, your legs get a little stiffer.
Yeah.
And that in and out fighting style can become quite exhausting. And as you get older, economy of movement becomes more important. And because you have better skills usually when you're been boxing with more experience, so you're able to play that inside game. I know with younger fighters, that inside game can be scary. They don't like to be shoulder to shoulder because they get nervous, so they like to bounce in and out.
I wouldn't say that they don't like it or it's scary. I'd just say maybe it's not to their benefit because they're not as experienced in it. Think about it, man. This guy has 33 professional fights, bro. So that's a lot of experience inside of the boxing ring. Think about how many sparring rounds, you know, and he just developed that style and that inside style. So, you know, if Giron can, you know, starch him while doing the inside game, wow, more power to you, more credit.
But you know, if you watch that, you know, if Piña watched that last fight with Giron, he knows he can play that inside game too. So we've learned against El Bravo, you got to be careful everywhere against this guy.
Yeah,
but your best bet is to play that inside game. Your game
for Piña, like and definitely the last guy Giron beat is definitely not on the experience level as Piña, man. Look how calm he is when he gets shots thrown at him. He's just picking them off and he's trying to fight on the inside.
But you know, to Giron's credit, he is not overextending at all. He's also being very patient.
Yeah, he's being very patient.
Oh,
as he should be
from Piña.
As he should be. Ooh, good right hand there by Giron.
But hey, Piña pushing El Bravo back to the ropes and landing some good shots on that
man.
inside.
That's where he wants to be, man. Like, you know, that's this guy's game.
Nice jab though by Giron. This is a very tactical fight so far. 2 rounds into it.
Yeah, very, very tactical.
Nice head movement, evasion of that sharp left hook by El Bravo. Piña showing some real good defense here, and that comes with experience as well.
Yeah. It behooves Giron to just stay calm, stay poised, you know, because this guy's just going to keep coming, man. He needs to have it in his head that this guy is not going to go anywhere anytime soon, and you just need to pick your shots and throw good shots. Just like there, that's a good hook to the body, yeah.
Yeah, this boy, he definitely has some pop with those punches. Nice left hook right there as we come towards the final minute of this second round. We're just on edge, guys. Everyone ringside, you just feel everyone almost holding their breath because we know how it's
just like something's going to happen, something's going to happen.
Just because these guys are so equally matched here at such a high level, you just feel like at any moment something could happen and El Bravo could explode and Piña could counter with a big shot. It just, anything's on the table right now into the second round of our main event. Super featherweight 10-round matchup here.
Ooh.
Nice body shots from Piña
Nice body shots by Piña.
And that's what he has to do to take some of the steam off of Giron's punches, yeah?
Yeah, because Giron, we know, hits hard.
And we know can take a shot to the dome, so...
So far, he's taking them.
So maybe, you know, try to work that body. That's always good investment early in the fight. Ooh, little off balance is Teles Giron on that. Little smile from El Bravo to Piña on the way back to their corners here. These guys obviously have respect for each other, and they're really, really taking their time and studying and trying to establish their game plans here.
Yeah, both of them doing a good job of what they intended to do. Giron still looking poised, like I said at the beginning of the telecast. That's what he needs to do. For Piña, he's doing what I said he needed to do, is to just go forward and try to rough up the young fighter.
Yeah, now what do you think as far as Piña is concerned? Let's take a look at the replay. See Piña moving forward, slips and lands a couple good shots on the ropes there.
Little overhand right. And you know what it is, man? It's just that monotone pace. It's just going to keep coming. Nothing's going to change. Like, he doesn't have a second gear, does Piña, but he's going to keep coming. He's going to keep touching them. So what Giron needs to do is he needs to amp up the voltage, per se.
Yeah, you know, starting to get the sense that this is going to be one of those lunch pail fights here. A long day at the office, so hopefully they pack them up. You know what I mean?
It's a good way to put it.
Both of these guys understand that this might go into later rounds here. Both of them are hard to take out, and they know that. So they're really playing a very high-level boxing chess match right now. Oh, Giron starting to turn up the volume there on those punches as much as you can. They're already loud and powerful to begin with, and digging even more. Nice uppercut from Teles Giron. Piña, though, eats it, no problem. Keeps coming forward, like you said.
Yeah, man, and that's what he's going to do, like, all day. And this is why managers put their fighters with guys like this. You know, they're testers, man, and this guy will test you. This guy will test you. Hey, do I want to be a professional boxer?
Can I hang with the guys with twice as much experience as me? Ooh, that was a good body shot.
That was a good body shot
from Piña. Stepping through.
Yeah, he stepped into that one.
Yeah, look at the poise on Piña's face.
But
not bothered at all. Both of them very, very sharp.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to counteract that with Giron doing a very good job as well. Some smart aleck comments by some of the fans around here.
Yeah.
Just in case you guys caught that.
Yeah, it did make me chuckle a little bit. Oh, nice right hand from Piña. Yeah, that's great. You know, it's nice to have that sound again. Fans in the audience. It's nice having this outdoor open air arena here where we can invite fans finally once again to enjoy some of the best boxing here in the Western Hemisphere right here at Best in Boxing. Once again, Rosarito, Baja California. I'm Brandon Kyle with Chris Martin. We're in our main event right now with the return of Rene Teles Giron, El Bravo. He's taking on a veteran of over 30 fights in Gabriel Piña here. Landed a nice right hand right there. Oh, but Piña coming right back, man. Ooh.
Yeah, so, ooh. Yeah, and these shots got us oohing and awing. Ooh.
And they're heaters.
What I was going to say is what I mentioned earlier, where Giron needs just a different gear, because the gear for Piña does not increase. He stays on second gear the whole time.
Yeah, he's just like a tractor.
Yeah,
a bulldozer. Just slowly keeps coming at the same speed.
He took it off at first when he started, and then just glides on second.
He just popped it, the cruise control button.
Even if it's going uphill,
it's going to keep the same speed. It's a bulldozer, man. It's going through. It's not winning any races, but it is definitely could wear down the opponent here. But and it's 10-year age gap here too. So you got a
10-year age gap.
Youth is huge on the side of Giron, but then on the flip side, experience is huge on the side of Piña.
Yeah.
So age versus experience here.
I want all you young fighters to look at the demeanor of Piña when he comes out and look at that calmness. Like, that calmness you only get from experience. You can't teach experience. I can't tell you to do something, right? That Piña is doing. Just watch him out there, and he's just chilling, man. Like, he's just monotone pace, second gear, like I said earlier, and just touching.
Let's take a look at that forward pressure from
look.
Piña, just
Look
constantly.
how these shots are not necessarily by Piña. They're not necessarily fast. They're just coming through.
He's just constantly standing right in front of his opponent.
Yeah,
never backing up.
Look at him. He just stayed there, waiting right there.
Never backing up. Yep. And you know, you wonder if Teles Giron is going to get frustrated being the younger fighter, not being able to hurt this guy, not being able to land everything he wants to land, and we'll see how long he can keep his composure, and that'll be the true sign of his professionalism at this level in his career.
I think he's got the right cornerman. You know, he's got the experience from the House of Boxing coaches, Carlos Bargan, Jr. and Senior and Junior.
Some big shots getting exchanged right in front of us on the ropes here. Ooh, big left hook, almost
and maybe this is where he starts to turn it up, because these shots seem to be coming out a little bit faster by Giron now.
It seems like, if Giron started on level 5, the next round he went to 6, the next round he goes to 7. It seems like he's about a 7 now, you know?
Good point, yeah.
Because he's really starting to, but the shots have popped since the first round, but they seem to have even more pop now as we go into the 4th round here.
I like the 5 to 6 analogy.
He's turning into it.
Let's see if he gets to 10.
We can only hope.
Ooh. And see, look at Piña just touching.
Right back at it, though. Right back. Yep. He doesn't take any without giving any. See a little bit of blood on the cheek of Rene Teles Giron. I'm not sure if it's his blood. It looks like he's got a little blood coming from the nose, or if some of Peña's blood possibly rubbed off on him.
And it makes it difficult, you know, and it kind of wears on you mentally, more than anything, mentally. The fact that you're hitting this guy, but he's still there in front of me. So, yeah, man, this is a test for a young fighter, up and coming young fighter, managed by Frank Espinosa, trying to get him to the higher ranks, like Oscar Valdez.
And this is, like you said, a great test for him against Gabriel Piña here today. Nice hook lands. Oh, doubles up the hook. Oh, they're right there, shoulder to shoulder now. A little bit of a phone booth fight here. Action starting to heat up here in this 4th round. 30 seconds left. Remember, folks, this is scheduled for 10, so we got still plenty of action left in this round. Plenty of action left in this fight as Piña leans on the ropes and tries to fight his way off. See, but even as you said, he's even comfortable on the ropes.
On the ropes, yeah.
Ooh, nice hook lands for Giron. Ten seconds left in this 4th round. Oh, that was the bell. That was the bell. I didn't hear the clap.
I didn't hear the clap either. They really need to do something about the fact that those bells.
We need consistent. We need a. I was watching the fight yesterday, and I heard they were triple ringing the bell lightly for the 10 seconds, and then one big ring.
Hard ding.
I prefer the wood clapper because it's a different sound.
Exactly.
If you're in there and I hear ting ting ting, I might naturally think that the round is over. So I prefer the wood clap or a clap of some sort.
You get sucker punch.
Yeah. You know, I think the 10-second warning should be a very distinct and different sound than the bell to end the round, you know, or otherwise there might be some confusion. But let's take a look at these close quarters exchanges between Teles Giron. They're right in front of each other, back and forth, head to head here, like two rams colliding, just trading punches. But you know, when they trade punches, you know, hooks and whatnot, you can just hear that there's a difference in the pop of El Bravo's punches when they land compared to Piña. Now that Piña is not hitting hard, you hear a good pop, but it's just a different sound that lands when El Bravo hits.
I use this analogy. Everybody take your finger, take your index finger and poke your friend next to you. Just over and over. Not me, Brandon. Come on, man. trying to get somebody else to do it. So over and over, and after a while it hurts. So that's kind of what Piña is doing.
The Chinese water torture, you know, where they just put a drip of water over 12 hours, it'll rip a hole in your chest, you know.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what that is. They strap you to a board and they just one drip at a time for hours. That's the Chinese water torture technique, and it looks like Piña is using some Mexican water torture technique, just constantly touching with the drop, touching with the drop.
Yeah.
But eventually, that you touch the same spot enough times,
it'll crack open.
Yes.
Man.
Yep.
It'll crack open.
Ooh. Speaking of cracking open, Teles Giron trying to crack open the ribs of Piña with that body hook.
And Giron landing the harder shots, man, but it doesn't take away from Piña just touching. And good head movement. That's something you need to have against a fighter like Piña. Giron is doing a good job of moving his head. You know, also trying to frustrate the veteran.
Who, and as he lands a couple shots to the forehead of Piña, Piña smiles and tries to come back. But again, there's that head movement you mentioned about El Bravo. And then as we were talking earlier, El Bravo really does have all the skills to make it to top levels.
That was a good shot on it by Piña.
Piña comes in
good
with
spin, good turn.
Yeah, way to get off the ropes there. Very, very, very crafty move there.
You got to get rough with the veteran also. He's getting rough with you. You got to get rough with him.
Let him know you're not a pushover here. Yep. And
I thought you were going to say something else, but okay.
Push.
Okay, got you. Enunciate the push.
Push over there. Keep it professional here at Best in Boxing. And we are here. Speaking of Best in Boxing, we are here in our main event, super featherweight action going on. I'm Brandon Kyle, calling it alongside Chris Martin. We are in the 5th round here, halfway through this scheduled 10-round fight. Rene, Teles Giron, El Bravo taking on Gabriel Piña. Been a good fight tactically, back and forth so far. But again, as Chris and I mentioned, you know, everyone ringside just holding their breath, because just always feel when you're watching a Teles Giron fight that at any moment he could land a big shot and kind of change the momentum of the fight. But I tell you what, Piña has been doing a great job of eluding those big shots. Look at El Bravo almost waving him on. Come on, come meet me in the center, you know. And of course that's what he wants. But
yeah, man.
But Piña, I don't think he's going to fall for any of those baiting calls, right?
He's not. He's going to keep coming the whole night or the whole day.
Yeah, the afternoon now, right?
Afternoon.
Yeah, beautiful sun out. We're at the beautiful beaches of Rosarito, Baja California. Take a look right there, guys. Look at that boxing ring, the beach. We could hit the beach with a football from here. Yeah, while we're looking, let's take a look at some of our sponsors for tonight's event here. Tacos Don Hugo. That's the Northern California, one of the best taco spots in Northern California. As Gio said, maybe in all of California right there. And then let's not forget about Tequila Pacheco. I mean, what goes better with tacos than a nice Tequila Pacheco? So make sure you check down, their IG, Tequila Pacheco 1988. And got to stay fresh, stay sharp. Barbershop will make sure you're looking clean and fresh for your night out, for your work week. Don't forget about Woke Athletics, guys, as gym's open back corner. Feels like summer here as the sun is high and the clouds are very few on a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Rosarito. We got Rene Teles Giron taking on Gabriel Piña. Piña in the black shorts and the blue gloves. Red shorts, black gloves for Teles Giron. Ooh, and here comes Piña forward with an onslaught.
Piña keeps coming. I said it from the beginning of the telecast, and that's what you need to do to the old warrior. You need to go to his body like Giron just did, but
Piña,
not too
man,
much.
every time you hit him, man, he just, like you said, the steamroller continues to advance.
Yeah.
Nice little overhand right touches. But, you know, El Bravo not getting frustrated, but you can tell he's really looking for an opportunity to land a big shot, and he hasn't been able to land a really big shot perfect on the chin yet of Piña. Piña is just a tricky, crafty fighter, tough to hit, really flush here. A little bit of swelling and redness on the right eye of Piña, but no real bleeding or anything so far from either fighter.
And maybe the pressure has gotten to Giron a little bit, you know, the way his body language is. You know, maybe like in the second, third, fourth round, we were saying that his shots were starting to become
get up, and so the volume was getting louder, and now it seems like they've stalled out a little bit,
they
right?
stalled
like
out. Maybe
he went from back down a notch, man.
He went from 5, 6, and then back down to 4, man.
Yeah, even 4, It does seem like he doesn't have nearly as much pop in this round, but then you know how he does. All of a sudden, he'll just throw a monster combination out of nowhere.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. So let's see if he can throw those monster combinations. But look at, once again, this guy's just touching. Look at
that nice little short hook.
It's bothersome to young fighters, to anybody, but
especially the young fighters.
A young fighter who's not really used to seeing this and getting his opponents out of there when he hits them, usually too.
There's
there you go.
Those vicious combinations we were talking about.
And that's what we wanted to see from Giron.
Big uppercut there, but Piña fights his way back off the ropes. Back on the ropes, though. Oh, big body shot. Teles Giron hits him with a big left hook to the body, comes downstairs and upstairs.
He was saving it for the last 30 seconds of the round.
That is very possible. He might have been. Ooh, back and forth, 10 seconds left.
Good left hook by Giron on the inside.
Barely misses, another right overhand. Great round right there. And
great round. That was, you know what? That's how you want to close every round if you're Teles Giron. You know, once again, Piña just kind of starches forward. He continues to bug you, touching you. But that's what you need to do if you're Teles Giron. You need to put something hard on him and throw those combinations.
Well, you know, and it's a 10-round fight, too, and sometimes, and we've seen boxers at the highest level, what they say, take a round off, so to speak, or have a rest round, where maybe
at the highest level, you could say that.
You've seen Canelo take a middle round or two off when he's obviously in control and really put it on the second half of the fight, and you know, you've even seen a Pacquiao, you know, take a round off in the middle and just kind of dance and move and recover, and then really come on strong at the end of the round, almost to say, I'm going to take 2 minutes to get my win back, and then I'm going to win this round with a big flurry at the end, almost like we saw as we see in this replay here. This close quarters exchange here. This is with Piña pushing Teles Giron back, and then El Bravo pushing him back, and then landing that nice right hand.
Finishing strong at the end of the round, pushing the last 30 seconds.
See,
using the technique that Ray Leonard used against the late marvelous Marvin Hagler.
No, rest in peace, marvelous Marvin Hagler. Passed away yesterday at the age of 66, a legend in the sport. He will be missed. But then you see Giron kind of takes that last round, light, and then finishes strong and comes strong in this round. Maybe he's really trying to overwhelm Piña and really wear him down here as these later rounds begin. This is the 7th of the scheduled 10. These guys have been very tactical, but slowly it is turning into more of a close quarters phone booth war where they're just trading punches back and forth. Giron hits a nice
hook. And now, he lifted it. Yeah. And now you have Teles Giron doing the pressuring as opposed to Piña, the one kind of pushing the action. Oh!
Finally, the dam cracked and slowly broke. God, that's bad. He's waving no. He's saying no. He's shaking his head. I don't think he's getting up from this one, Chris Martin. This one punch body shot knockout by El Bravo, Rene Teles Giron. Wow. And again, this is what we've come to expect. At any time, this man could just.
He
just took it from 4,
back
pumped it up to 10.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Because to be honest, and he has to be honest with himself, it seemed like he was kind of maybe taking a step back, whether it was he was getting tired or just using it as a ploy to get his opponent overconfident.
And I thought that too. Maybe he feels like, let me let this guy try to open up a little bit and take advantage here. And man,
because
he's still down.
Yeah, he's still down.
Oh man, Gabriel Piña is still down. Now we start to worry about his health and make sure he's okay. Those body shots will do that to you, Chris. I mean, he's unable to get up. That's just it sucks to see a guy that hurt, but You know, hopefully it's just that body shot took his legs out.
Yeah, man. And let's see if we can see the replay here. Just how calm, maybe too calm right here. Look, because he touched him up top, and then he comes down hard.
Yeah, it comes with this left hook here coming to the body, and that's the one here.
Oh, they're keeping us in suspense over here.
I know. I've been in suspense this whole fight. Bang! There it is. Beautiful. Right uppercut. Hit him with the left hook.
Yeah.
Right on that liver. He's still down.
So that's what I meant at the beginning of the fight. See if Rene Giron could kind of step up the gears, and he did it there because once again in those middle rounds, we were both kind of worried for him, right?
Yeah.
Not that we're cheering for anybody here, but you know, the prospect in Giron.
And seeing what he could do in the last fight, you're wondering if he can continue this rise.
But he proved it there, man. He proved it there.
And against a tough veteran with over 30 fights, like we said. And we saw Piña, you know, he was showing his experience in the ring. He was looking really good.
Yeah.
Looking really comfortable. Didn't seem bothered, but once El Bravo turned that volume all the way up, man, there was nothing that he could do.
And that's how you want to test young fighters. This is what you want to see them go through, you know, because right now, Giron, he's going to go home and he's going to assess, you know, his performance, the good and the bad, and know that he can power through a tough opponent, you know, and Piña is a tough opponent, man.
Yeah, tough game veteran. I'm going to join Pablo and Rene Giron, El Bravo in the ring and talk to him a little bit about what was going through his mind in the middle rounds of that fight before he was able to finish it.
I think that's what I mostly want to know is did you do it on purpose? You know, did you take those rounds off? Or were they forced? You know, those are the questions that Brandon and Kyle will be asking up there as we wait for the official announcement of what was a terrific bout between Rene Giron.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes in officially with a time of 1 minute and 10 seconds in round number 7. Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo oficial, 1 minuto con 10 segundos en el séptimo asalto. Declaring your winner by the way of KO victory. Su vencedor por la vía del knockout. San Diego House of Boxing. En Querétaro, René El Bravo Telles. Y también fuerte reconocimiento para su rival de Ensenada, Gabriel El Piñita Piña.
I'm here with your winner, Rene Telles. Hey, another great performance against a really crafty veteran. Over 30 fights of experience here. You came in, you were very tactical in the beginning, very measured, and then slowly as the fight began to get later rounds, you started to turn up the volume there. Was that kind of the plan, to kind of feel out in the early rounds, see what this guy has, break him down a little bit, and then really turn it on in the later rounds?
Sabíamos que íbamos con un boxeador ya con carrera y pues sabíamos que no iba a ser una pelea fácil. Pero pues la disciplina y nos llevó al knockout. Fue una pelea buena. Pues sabes que este knockout es para toda mi gente de Querétaro, mi familia, mi primo que me vino a acompañar, mis primos de aquí. No, muchas gracias, un gran peleador, Francisco Piña. Muchas gracias a Arriba Baja California.
Yeah, he's a great fighter. He's a tough fighter. We knew we were going to face someone who has a really long experience, but this is what we did, you know, in the gym, discipline. And I would like to, thank my team and my family, and everyone who is involved.
It seemed like in the 6th round, early in the round, you were kind of just taking a little bit of steam off of the gas. A little bit, you took your foot off the gas pedal for a little bit, just kind of moved around, almost like regained your energy. And the end of the 6th, you turned it up for the last 30 seconds, came into the 7th, and right from the very first bell of the 7th round, just went forward, almost like you knew, like you flipped the switch that it was time to go ahead and take over this fight. Is that what kind of was going on in your mind going into that last round?
Pues la idea era terminar la pelea antes, pero pues ahora sí que de acuerdo como lo íbamos sintiendo, íbamos subiendo de tono. Hubo en el sexto, quisimos ver qué era lo que tenía para la segunda vuelta, pero pues todo salió como acordamos y muchas gracias a mi manager Frank Espinosa, a mi coach, Carlos Barragán y mi equipo de Querétaro que me apoya. Nos vemos pronto y hay que poner a Querétaro en alto.
Yeah, so I wanted to finish Gabriel. I wanted to finish him early in the rounds, but somehow we couldn't. And, we had to change a little bit the strategy. And I would like to thank my manager, Frank Espinosa, and Carlos Barragan from San Diego House of Boxing, and everyone who's involved.
Well, every time we see you in the Best in Boxing ring, it is a great performance. Another great KO victory for you here. Can't wait to see you in Best in Boxing. Boris, take a boxing again, guys. Let's hear it one more time for your main event winner, El Bravo, Rene Tías Giron.
Y con esto, damas y caballeros, damos cerrojazo final a esta tarde de boxeo. A nombre de Boristeca Boxing Promotions, King Geo Promotions, GSS y BIB The Best in Boxing, les agradecemos por habernos acompañado. Gracias al Festival Plaza aquí de Rosarito. Nos estamos viendo muy pronto. Se despide de ustedes su seguro servidor Pablo Flores. Dios los bendiga y nos vemos hasta la próxima.
Oh, and there goes an overhand by Gio. And trying to finish the fight, trying to close it off.
Sometimes the world no longer needs a hero.
It's over.
Sometimes.
Well, Chris, it was a wonderful day under the sun of boxing here. Once again, Boristeca Boxing Promotion put on an excellent show as always. Thanks to Global Sports Streaming for the wonderful stream job they're doing here for Best in Boxing as well. Chris, I'm going to have to start calling you Boxing's Nostradamus because when we opened the show, you pretty much said, this is what I think might happen and this is what needs to happen. And as we saw in our co-main event, Kevin Torres had to weather that early onslaught of Saul Guajardo. And he was able to draw into the later rounds and do exactly what you said he needed to do to win that fight. What'd you think about that co-main event? I mean, he got rocked early, but he was able to overcome that and win the fight.
Yeah, I think that was actually the fight of the night, man. Even though our main event was spectacular, that co-main event, Kevin Torres did what he had to do, came off the canvas, and that's why we love boxing. The theater of the unexpected, and today was a good example of it.
Yeah, and in our main event, we saw, as you said, just kind of like you said, Rene Tías Giron is going to have to, weather a really crafty and experienced defense and poised fighter of Gabriel Piña. He had all that experience, and you could see it in the ring, and it seemed like he was giving Giron trouble. As he said, hey, we had a game plan. We were in there trying to execute it. The game plan wasn't working. We had to change the game plan. So how do you feel about Tías Giron now that you are able to see? What did he show you tonight about moving up to the next level in boxing?
Yes, as we see the replay here, what to answer your question, what he showed me was just being a tactful professional boxer, because anybody can go in there and just throw punches. Not everybody can execute a game plan, and he said that's what he did. He that was their game plan. And he executed it to perfection. He got the knockout right there, as you guys just saw, with that hard left hook to the body. And I make an emphasis on hard when I close my eyes like that, man, because those things hurt.
Oh, absolutely. And, we've seen some great talent here today. And, I think what I'm most grateful for is the opportunity for fans to actually be able to watch. We have this beautiful outdoor open-air arena here in Rosarito Beach. And we want to thank the Festival Plaza and the Festival Hotel for hosting us here, and Boristeca Boxing for putting on another great show, another great Best in Boxing show. Chris, any final thoughts as we say goodbye to our Best in Boxing audience here?
simply that, you know, thank you to Boristeca. Thank you for everybody joining us here today. Hopefully you guys, I know I was treated to a good day of boxing. I'm a fan first. I tell everybody that. I'm a fan before anything else. I'm a commentator second. I'm a boxer third. Now, but yeah, man, I love boxing, and today was a good showing.
Absolutely. Like I said, you know, any of these fights could have got your money's worth off of them, and they were all put together on one great card. But with that being said, we would like to wish everybody a safe and happy rest of their Sunday afternoon. It is time for us to go ahead and move on out here. Until next time, I'd like to say on behalf of myself, Brandon Kyle, and my partner, Chris Martin, we will see you soon on the next installment of Best in Boxing.